Hey everybody, welcome back to ChortleCast live. I'm one of your hosts, Jake, and I'm joined by the Stream King, the Far Cry Guy, the man who may cry devil, the Double Dog Dad, the Roguelite Lad, and the newest father of the crew, Steven. What's up, buddy?
Am I unmuted?
You're unmuted, yes.
Okay, cool. Hey everybody. I was going to move my lips and see if make you think that I was muted.
I had panicked for a second because I was like, that mother trucker, he clicked off his camera again. He's frozen.
Am I still frozen? Because I was
you're good now. You're good now.
Okay.
But you just
Okay.
I could tell you were processed. Now in retrospect, you know what they say, Steven. Hindsight's 20/20, right? Looking back, I now understand that what I understood to be you froze is really that you were just computing, right? And you were trying to compute.
I honestly may have also frozen because I had to move windows around. Hey, Austin.
I digress. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ChortleCast, episode 250.
Oh, wow.
Big one, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight we are doing what may be the
worst
deciding match, deciding ranking in this Ultimate Character All-Star Bracket. Tonight we are doing Animal Sidekicks versus Animal Sidekicks. Much to the chagrin of my partner in crime, Steven here. He's not very happy with me.
It's fine, but here's my thought process. We're moving towards an all-star tournament, right? And so when Jake throws at me Animal Sidekicks, and the first thing that comes to mind for me is like Iago from Aladdin, I'm thinking, okay, out of all of the Disney characters I'm thinking of right now, which one of them is not just going to take an immediate L against the first opponent they face in the All-Star bracket, you know? And so I got in the mindset of, okay, if Jake can give me like 5 good entrants, I'll make this thing work. And I'm not thrilled about this list, but I do think that there is a case to be made for some of these winning one round.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is going to be a great list, a great night, because what's going to end up happening is we're going to have some great laughs because there's going to be some really powerful characters going up against some really, really not powerful characters. But what we're going to end with is a contender, okay? Probably not going to be the one who wins overall, unless the wheel determines it so.
Which before we start tonight, we will need to talk about the wheel because I did remove Silver Tongue for this situation.
Makes sense, yeah.
We need to maybe make some adjustments since we're dealing with literal animals. Also, Austin, I'm not unhappy with you, honestly.
He's more unhappy with me than he is you.
Austin, I want to share that conversation that we had with literally everybody I know because I got such a kick out of that entire thing.
While you think about doing that, for whatever reason, when you sent me your feed, did you intentionally set it to be 720? Have you run out of nitro?
I don't know. Oh, wait. I think I know what's happening. Hold on. Let me...
Whatever you just did, fixed it. For the most part, it was just real choppy for me.
Okay, I had to. Gosh, how do I do this? I might need to disconnect the stream. Is that cool?
That's cool. You're gonna glitch for a second, but I can fix it.
I think I know.
Okay, now Steven, we couldn't hear him, so I don't know what you're saying. No, we can't hear you. I was going to mute him anyway and tell you all that. This is ChortleCast, the official podcast of Chortle Games. We talk about video games, TV shows, movies, anime, whatever the heck we want to talk about. Like I said, we're having a great show tonight. We're going to talk about Animal Sidekicks versus Animal Sidekicks. While Steven is doing this, I did want to address coming up. There's a couple of housekeeping things we do need to talk about. All right. Also, I did just notice that Austin. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, Steven. Calm down. I do love that right now the camera is focused exactly on Flynn. It is just zoomed in right on Flynn, so this is perfect. Did you send the other feed?
Give me a second.
Okay, no, dude, you're good. Take your time. We're
1080 or source? Which one do you want?
1080, I guess. What's source?
It's the source.
I mean, try source. Let's see.
Okay.
So a couple while Steven's figuring that out, a couple
There we
housekeeping
go.
things. First one, big one, obviously. October's coming to a close. Cannot freaking believe it. But Halloween is fast upon us, and we have agreed as a group to do a special Halloween stream. At this point, it's either going to be our Saturday night stream, or we're going to do a special Sunday night Halloween special. Now, this is very exciting because we're going to be playing a game that we've been talking about playing, but this is just the perfect time to do it, and that is
Yep.
Phasmophobia. Okay, so we're going to be doing me, Steven, Jeremy, Matt in a round or
Maybe
two, several
not
rounds.
Jeremy.
Maybe
I don't
not
know
Jeremy.
I don't know if we've talked to Jeremy about this yet because I don't think he owns Faz.
Regardless, we're playing Phasmophobia
Yes.
on the stream for Halloween. It's going to be a blast or terrifying. Either way, it should render some fun laughs.
Yeah.
So look forward to that either the Saturday before Halloween or Halloween night. Halloween night, Sunday night.
Have you fixed my camera yet?
Look, have you sent me the other stream yet?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I don't see it. Are you sure?
I'm very positive.
All I see is, oh, you know what? I know what I did. Calm down.
Please fix soon.
Don't worry, I got you. We were enjoying Flynn's presence. All right, you're good, Steven. You can relax. Get back in your spot. There you go. The other bit of housekeeping news that's very exciting. Of course, Extra Life is the 24-hour live stream charity event that we have done for the past several years. I think we're going on like 4 or 5. I don't know. We've done it for a long time.
Yeah.
And anyway, regardless, we are going to be doing it again this year, but we're going to be doing it a little differently. Schedules just kind of got away from us between Steven having a baby, me having had a baby and having to juggle that schedule, but also I work weekends and stuff. It just was very hard to. We didn't do a lot of good planning for Extra Life this year, and so what's going to happen now is we are going to spread that content instead of a 24-hour live stream. We are actually going to spread that content throughout the whole month. And
First 20 days.
the first 20 days, yes. And again, poor planning.
Yes.
Even our backup plan could not be executed because of how poorly I had planned my month. Regardless, and this is a little bit different than what I had posted on Discord. I'm going to eventually post a clarification message there, but we're going to be streaming every day, parentheses, except for Sundays. We're going to be streaming every day for Extra Life through the first 20 days of November. So, I guess technically 19 because there's going to be a giant climax on the 19th of November. So
whatever that Saturday is.
yes, it's Saturday is the 19th. So of November. So anyway, every stream in the month of November, leading again up to the 19th, is going to be Extra Life branded. You'll be able to donate. There will be rewards. It's going to be a little bit different. We want to create some rewards that we can fulfill throughout the rest of the year, like leading up to next year's Extra Life. Stuff like Steven streams Fortnite or something. I'm just throwing stuff out here. One that was suggested that I think will probably be a very first one on the list is Jake does a Doom stream. Maybe even Jake, beats Doom or platinums Doom and tries to platinum Doom in the year. Content like that as a reward for donations. But also as an extra incentive, we're going to be doing some special streams where you can donate to make things happen in the game. So the only example I have pending we can figure that out, but I'm pretty sure we will be able to.
Yes.
Stuff like if we're like maybe one of our special streams is we play Grounded and you can donate, just throwing numbers out here. We haven't talked specifics, but you can donate $100 and it will spawn 20 Black Widow spiders on top of our location in the game. So stuff to just really make it crazy. We're looking at games that we can do that sort of thing in. Grounded is just a base example there. So if you have suggestions for games you'd like to see us play where that could be something you do, let us know. And two, let us know if there's rewards like I mentioned, like Jake platinuming Doom or something like that. That's a reward we can kind of fulfill throughout the year that you'd like to see us do. So
Yeah.
let us know on those suggestions. Look forward to those extra live streams coming up soon. But yeah, that's gonna be it. So all right, Steven, we've got you. We're back in order. We can hear you again. I've got your screen set up. It looks much better than it did.
That's good. That's good.
Are we ready
I think
to
we're ready.
begin the animal sidekick versus animal sidekick
Yes.
tournament? Okay, great.
So the way I distinguished animal sidekicks, quote unquote, was a creature that is the companion / guardian / another, I can't remember what the other word I used, of another character. So someone that I thought about putting in here was Monkey from Dexter's Laboratory.
Okay.
But he's not a sidekick. He's kind of the main guy, you know? Because he doesn't really work with Dexter. He goes on his own adventures.
Right.
So I tried to make it to where it was animal companions that work for or with another person. So that's kind of the very light ruling that I did here.
Austin also wants to remind you to don't forget y'all's chat because you wanted to talk about that. About his suggestions, his recommendation. That you were like, I've got to tell everybody this story.
I didn't. I don't think I said I have to tell everybody the story, but I kind of did. I posted it in the main chat in Discord. Go check it out. But Austin came in clutch as always.
I even thought you were leading up to.
I think what I said was I'm going to share it with everyone I know, which I guess implied.
I understand.
I already posted to Discord. Go check it out. But basically, Austin is always the first one to suggest something, and he always breaks the rules immediately.
Austin gives us reason for rules.
Yes, that's why there's the genie clause, which is growing every single week. Okay, so who Rebels Vegas says Jake? Who's that?
I am assuming that that's one of Lee Allison's friends, Reba, because I kind of see Reba Las Vegas, which I guess is a play off Viva Las Vegas.
It is Reba. I thought it was Rebels. I can't read.
Rebels in Vegas. That would be
Rebels in Vegas or something like that.
Steven, if Lego Star Wars did a special, like they've done a Halloween Lego Star Wars special on Disney Plus. What if they did a
Rebels in Vegas?
Rebels in Vegas. Would you watch that? Would that be a hit for you?
That sounds like the worst decision. Like, who is that for?
You know, specifically you.
I don't care about Vegas.
What's up, Reba? Glad you're here.
Whatever.
You're in for a real treat.
Oh, it's gonna be
good. If you'd
good.
like to hear arguments, that was another thing
Yes.
I was gonna say. Should we? I am gonna set a timer. I'm not gonna say that we're gonna hold tight to it, but I just wanna have like a 5-minute timer running on hand.
Okay.
To try and limit us.
Okay.
With each one.
Okay. We'll try. By the way, speaking of specials, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special got a trailer today, and I have not been this excited for a Marvel thing in years, and I am 100% serious. Because
I know you're serious.
It looks wholesome and fun. It's going to be canon, which is kind of weird, but I don't care. Cosmo is in it. Probably having his first speaking role. I really hope they make him speak because that's going to throw so many people.
Is that the Air Bud character, the Air Bud reference that you were showing us earlier?
You don't want to get on my bad side before we start this. You really don't.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Let's start.
What's our round one, Steven?
Round one, and this is fictional animal companions.
We should also
video games.
do we need to look at the wheel first? I'm sorry. I know we're trying to get started.
Okay. Let's go look at the wheel. That is the wrong button.
Just to remind the court
look at the wheel.
And the audience that the wheel determines how our combatants will be combating.
So this is what we have.
Okay.
I think Battle of Wits can stay.
Okay.
I think that I don't know if we need to put prep on any of these.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna. We can just consider. I mean, if you want to delete them, you can.
I don't, because I won't remember to fix it. That's the problem.
We'll just consider any prep to be not
Pie eating
prep.
contest will be replaced with eating contest. Just in
Okay,
kind
that's
of.
yeah, we can understand that. You don't have to change the wording there.
Yeah. Dance battle stays.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
No items.
Some of them have items, so I don't, you know.
Sure, let's keep no items. I guess. I hate this. Okay, let's start.
Is there any we need to add? Like, do we need to add a special one for this one?
The only one I could think of was like hunt, but
yeah, that's kind of tag and hide and seek.
Well, my thought was, rather than looking for each other, it was both of them looking for the same thing. So it's kind of the one that's better at locating wins outright.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Only thing that's coming to my mind is like butt sniffing contests, and
we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Nothing. These aren't gonna be all dogs, Jake.
Oh, I know. That's why it doesn't work. I'm
Okay. Horatio from Far Cry New Dawn.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. A big old warthog.
If that confuses you, buckle the heck up, Jake. Lockjaw, the teleporting giant bulldog. Is he a bulldog?
No, he's a bulldog. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
he might be a Ulawa from the alien planet Uruguay, but he's a bulldog. So, you know.
What was that?
I don't know. I don't know what the Inhumans. I don't know what kind of shit they get up to.
They're from Adelan on the moon.
Close enough. Close enough. I thought, it's funny. I thought about suggesting him, but I was like, he's too much of like his own character, is he not? But I don't know enough. So
he is Crystal's dog specifically, and he helps the Inhumans. So I think he counts.
Okay.
This is incapacitation. Is that what that said?
Incapacitation. That's
incapacitation.
Easy start. So
all right.
This pig, what'd you call him? Horatio. So
he is a mutated warthog in a post-apocalyptic world. That is very strong enough where he can gore big dudes with shields, basically. But that's about it. He's just he's a big tough warthog. Lockjaw is a big bulldog. I don't know how capable at fighting he is,
because he teleports, right?
He can teleport.
What's his name?
Lockjaw. Are you looking up stats?
I'm just looking up a quick thing. So can teleport nearby living creatures and any matter to any destination on Earth or the Moon. He can also open pathways between dimensions. So here's my thing. Here's where I'm at.
Okay.
How in God's green name is this pig gonna land a hit on Lockjaw? You know what I mean? How's that gonna work?
Well, do we know what Lockjaw's
as far as I can tell from my very limited research here, Lockjaw is a glorified boom tube.
Correct, but how frequent can Lockjaw teleport? Is there any kind of exhaustion that happens with his teleportation? Because sure, if he can do it without any limit, he can just kind of keep blinking in and out, but based on what we know about Horatio, he doesn't get tired because there's no such thing as a limit on stamina to Far Cry companions, and I guess we used that ruling. We do know he is pretty resistant to damage. He's not bulletproof, but he can take a lot of bullets. What do we know about Lockjaw's fighting capability?
I'm looking. Can teleport interdimensionally.
And remember,
he can teleport across time.
Remember, though, the question isn't how much can Lockjaw avoid being incapacitated.
Now, hang on here. Now, this is interesting.
Okay.
He cannot teleport others without teleporting himself. So he can't just warp the pig somewhere that he can't be either.
Right. So what can Lockjaw do to incapacitate Horatio? That's the question.
Okay, he has limited telekinetic abilities as well.
Okay.
So he can move rocks and create force fields to protect the family.
Okay.
These exhaust him and he uses them rarely.
So he does have low
Oh,
stamina in terms of combat.
fuck. I don't think we can bring this in because we're talking about just the dog itself.
Mhm.
But his antenna that's on his head can connect him and Black Bolt, because Black
Right.
Bolt has a very similar thing,
Right, the tuning fork.
allowing them to combine powers.
We cannot use that. You are correct.
Holy shit. Like, this dog could annihilate right now.
Like,
His physical strength is significantly greater than that of a normal
the average
being his
bulldog.
size. He's stronger than your average bulldog.
What's a normal being his size?
His jaws are able to hold up up to 90 tons.
Okay.
He has held the Silver Surfer at a standoff.
Okay. So I ask again.
Lockjaw can chew metal.
Okay.
I have not seen anything about limits to his power of teleportation.
Okay.
I'm skimming as fast as I can here.
It sounds like, based on his strength levels that you've just read to me, it sounds like he's stronger than Horatio.
I was about to say, here's my thing. Irregardless of teleportation ability, I think he could teleport him and Horatio to the moon. I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can breathe on the moon or not. But I think he would.
That does not count. They cannot do that.
Okay, all right, fine. Regardless of teleportation, I think Lockjaw's fucking up this pig. This pig don't stand a chance.
I think that's a bit harsh. But yeah, I think Lockjaw wins. Let's just give it to Lockjaw.
I mean, unless this pig can fight the Silver Surfer, I don't know what to tell you.
Let's see.
Lockjaw might be the dark horse to win this.
Unfortunately,
he's not who I had my money on.
All right,
I had my money on a very specific person, or thing, or animal.
Who do you have your money on?
I'll once we get there, I'll let you know.
I think I already know who it is. All right. So here's the other dark horse, probably. Hey, Mike.
What up, Mike? Daddy's here.
All right. Mike is just in time to hear me obliterate this pronunciation. Chicharron from Far Cry 6, another Far Cry pet.
I love how we're pulling. Did you use all of mine, or what's the?
I used like maybe half or a third of yours.
Okay. I assumed when you came back and were like, I need 6 more.
I was very specific with my choosing what you suggested me, because Pascal's not in here, because I'm not about to put Pascal into this competition.
I figured you would be selective with mine, but then when you asked for more, I was like, oh shit, he probably used all of mine.
No, I definitely did not. Although you and Austin were the only ones that gave me suggestions, and we all know that I can't really use Austin. Austin actually gave me Lockjaw. So, all right, versus Bullet the Powerpuff Squirrel.
Nice. Okay. Tell me about this chicken. I'm gonna do
this chicken. This effing chicken. Reba, why would you want Pascal to be put in here? He would just get murdered. I love Pascal.
Steven, if the wheel chose hide and seek, he'd be.
The wheel would have to choose hide and seek, and then the coin would have to choose hide.
Steven, that is the reason we have the wheel, okay?
No. I will not gamble that sweet, wholesome little chameleon's life on the wheel and the coin. I can't. Chicharron is a rooster that has been put in many cockfights. He is basically considered a demon by the locals.
Nice.
When you recruit him, you follow him on a rampage where he kills many men by pecking them to death.
Love it.
He is... Jeremy could speak more to him, because that was the companion that Jeremy brought when we played Far Cry. But he is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful companion in Far Cry 6.
Nice.
And then Bullet, the Powerpuff Squirrel, is a squirrel with the flight and maybe strength of the
So,
Powerpuff
so
Girls.
I'm reading from the Powerpuff Girl wiki that Bullet the squirrel is a Powerpuff Girl. He has the strength of a Powerpuff Girl. He has the speed of a Powerpuff Girl. He has the durability. He is virtually immune to physical harm. He has a regenerative healing factor. I'm sorry. She has healed from catastrophic injuries at a rapid pace. She has super squirrel stamina, so does not tire for a long time.
Where are you getting your facts?
From the PowerpuffGirlFandom.com.
Okay, you're not fact checking anymore. You're fired.
I put it in the chat.
I don't care.
If I'm lying, I'm dying. She understands. She has flight. She has the ability to chew through plates of solid steel. She has the understanding of animal languages.
You're fired. I'm head researcher now.
I mean, where are you going to get your information? You know what I mean?
Not somewhere that is fandom.wiki. I've seen the episode with Bullet the Powerpuff Squirrel, and I don't remember Bullet having all of the abilities. I think Bullet was just able to fly with enhanced squirrel strength and be really fast. I also, we haven't picked what they're doing yet.
Oh, I know. Everything I'm seeing here says it all says similar to the Powerpuff Girls.
It's similar, but you can't say that Bullet is 1-to-1 with the Powerpuff Girls, because when Bullet stays in the forest,
let's calm down. I took similar to as basically meaning
it's not. It's not
for who this squirrel is going to go up against tonight, Steven. I don't think it really.
You have not seen Chicharron. God dang it.
I hate to tell you this, Steven, but this guy has super squirrel speed and stamina that does not tire for a long time.
Flip a coin. Flip a coin.
I'll flip a coin. It doesn't matter what way the coin flips. Your little chicken's going to get clucked.
Flip the coin. Flip the coin.
All right, I'm just flipping a coin. Who's what?
You're always flipping for the first combatant, so heads is pursuing, heads is escaping.
Head. Okay, wait. You said heads and heads, so.
Sorry, heads is. Good lord, you've got me.
Heads
flustered.
Is pursuing and tails is running because they're turning tail and running.
That is correct.
Great. That chicken is running from the squirrel, and he got a chance in hell.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
Look. I agree.
She has extremely stretchable cheek pouches.
I don't care what you're reading about Bullet, Jake.
Bullet can also fire nuts from her mouth by stacking up large quantities and exhaling them quickly.
That doesn't help. Chicharron can take bullets, literal bullets. Look, Bullet wins this round, but I don't care what you read that Bullet can do. You're on a fandom website, Jake.
I don't know who's going to give you the most accurate. I feel
you know what? I trust me. I trust me, Jake, because I've seen the episode.
What? Oh, so are you looking at the episode right now?
I've seen the episode, and I have a perfect memory, and I've never gotten anything wrong.
Okay.
All right.
Clip that.
We're moving on. Time for you to
about 30 minutes in.
Guapo, the alligator companions from Far Cry 6.
Every animal from Far Cry, okay?
Because I had to make this list work.
I sent you a great list, and
I've
seen nothing from it yet.
Okay. Versus the Palamute.
I did suggest this one. Now, question: did you combine Palamute and Palico?
Palico is not in this list.
Okay, great. I was hoping you'd kind of combine those two, let them be like a tag team.
I was going to, but I figured it would be considered unfair when I reveal to you what all a Palamute's actually able to do.
All right, I know what a Palamute can do.
You haven't played stories. You don't know what all a Palamute can do.
All right, let's calm down. What can this alligator do?
He wears a jacket, and he's one of the most resilient of the companions. He's just a very, very strong crocodile.
All right.
I think
He's a strong croc with a jacket. Oh man, race.
Okay, so he loses.
I will say I'd love to know.
Guapo is not the fastest. Also, a Palamute is incredibly fast.
Let's do it. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just curious. Top speed of would you say he's an alligator or a crocodile?
He's a crocodile, I think. Also, a Palamute, you're comparing with not only a fictional dog, but a fictional anime dog. You can't.
All right, I know. I'm just genuinely curious. So the top speed, Steven, for a croc on land is, and this is top speed, right? This is the Usain Bolt crocodile running. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is interesting. I have conflicting information here. The top thing is telling me.
Where'd you go? Crocodile.fandom.wiki.
I just went to fuck you. I just went to fuckyou.com. So
Anytime.
I went to Google. I just went to Google and searched crocodile top speed on land. 17 km per hour.
Kilometers per
hour. Yeah. So I don't know what that translates into
Google,
miles.
how fast is a crocodile?
The typical speed of a crocodile is 29 kilometers per hour.
How much? 29 is the typical speed.
That's what the last thing that was kind of confusing. At the very bottom, they say some sources said that some crocodiles can reach maximum of 30 km per hour.
Sounds like no one actually knows. So Guapo loses.
Speed of a
Flynn the Palamute moves forward.
Hound.
Greyhound.
I'm just throwing something out there. 45. So yeah, absolutely. Now that's 45 miles per hour.
A greyhound?
What is it? What do you want, Steven? What do you want?
I want you to stop doing research because you're compromised.
Greyhounds race. The Palamutes I'm assuming
Pikachu!
The Greyhound is the fastest dog.
You
would kind of be a good comparison for your anime dog here.
No.
All right, Pikachu.
Fat Pikachu specifically, because that's peak Pikachu. That is peak Uchu.
I almost used Gigantamax Pikachu in the thumbnail, but I didn't.
That's good, because it's not Gigantamax Pikachu. It's just healthy diet Pikachu.
Just regular old Pikachu.
Versus Siege Turtle from Guild Wars 2. I didn't pick these pairings. Just to let you guys. I shuffled all of this.
All right, well, let's find out what they do. They do. I hope your little turtle has electricity resistance. Man, that's a bit for a pie eating contest there. It wouldn't have helped Pikachu's case, but
no. Okay, so ring match with prep. Let's just assume it's a regular ring match.
I mean, honestly, this is basically a Pokemon battle now. So, they got to stay. I mean, they got to stay in bounds.
I don't see Pikachu standing a chance.
So what does this thing do? I see it shooting some cannons.
So a Siege Turtle, if you can see...
It's big, right? I mean, that's a human on top of it.
That is a human driving the Siege Turtle. Yeah. Also, the Siege Turtle does not need to be driven. So this is not a situation where it needs a pilot. The Siege Turtle is equipped with a lot of Jade Tech weaponry, specifically 2 cannons, missile salvos, jetpack, and it is also physically dominant. Pikachu's a mouse.
I mean, Pikachu took on an Onix.
That's fine.
That's
also Ash's Pikachu, which we are going based... I am going more so based on the video games.
I mean, when we talk about the whole reason Pikachu is on this list is because he's Ash's sidekick.
Well, he's Red's sidekick.
I mean, okay. I mean, I'm fine with using Reds.
The reason I'm
essentially
saying
the same.
the reason I'm saying not Ash's Pikachu
Mhm.
is because Ash's Pikachu is the most inconsistent character in fiction. Because Ash can just say, Pikachu, I know we've done Thunderbolt 3 times and it did nothing, but do it really good this time, and then he'll win. You can't use
He also
Ash's
uses Iron
Pikachu's.
Tail. It's a move he
Okay.
likes. I'm just telling you.
Okay. I'm just telling you that I don't want to use Ash's Pikachu because you're going to throw out, well, Pikachu, that Ash's Pikachu had lightning so strong that it destroyed Onyx, which is made of rock.
Well, I mean, then you pulled out, but we can use Red's Pikachu, who I would argue is stronger than Ash's Pikachu. But let's,
I mean, I'm saying Red's Pikachu because Red's Pikachu is based on the Pikachu you have in Pokemon Red. Well, no, Pokemon Yellow. Where you play as Red, which makes no sense. Right?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're tracking.
It's so weird.
I feel like
I say video game Pikachu because video game Pikachu is a lot more measurable.
okay.
You know, like there are clearly defined weaknesses, whereas Ash's Pikachu works off of its own rules.
Here's my thing. I think between Iron Tail and Thunderbolt, Pikachu's going to do some damage to this little siege turtle. And I think the defining factor is Pikachu hits hard and he moves fast. So if you can tell me that this turtle can hit Pikachu using double speed, double attack, or whatever, quick speed, whatever it is that makes him go faster, if you think he can hit him with that,
okay,
I'm not saying Pikachu's going to Thunderbolt him and he's going to blast off again like Team Rocket or nothing like that. It's gonna take a fight, but I don't think it's just boom done. Turtle wins.
I don't think it's just boom done. Turtle wins, but I do think that when you're considering this as a ring match, you have to consider that the Siege Turtle is the larger force in this battle.
But I'm also looking at the Siege Turtle who's got a bunch of ranged weapons. Ranged weapons are at a disadvantage in close quarters.
It has ranged weapons.
Okay.
It does. It
What
also
are
has
its close range weapons.
It's giant turtle legs.
I know, but how fast are you thinking those turtle legs are going to move? Because if you'll remember, turtles are slow.
This one is enhanced by Jade Tech and can fly. It has jets.
Okay.
It is able to do ground pounds that do massive damage and shock waves around them.
Okay.
The way I see this going is Pikachu makes some moves to attack Siege Turtle. Mm-hmm. Siege Turtle can't keep up initially with those moves, but the combination of the tech that it has defensively and offensively, and the fact that it is a turtle that is capable of taking massive punishment, because this is a mount that you are meant to bring into war. War, mind you, that is in a fantasy realm in which you are getting lightning, fire, all what means of whatever thrown at you, because it is a high fantasy setting. So the Siege Turtles, even without the tech, are bred to take that kind of punishment.
Basically, what you're saying is Pikachu would have them in the front half, but eventually Pikachu's going to run out of steam, and it just takes one hit from the turtle.
Basically, Pikachu doesn't have the force to get him out of the ring before the turtle could get him out.
Yeah.
Because
it's going to take 2, maybe 3 hits from this turtle to get Pikachu done, whereas it's going to take a lot from Pikachu to get
it would take a lot from Pikachu, and I do think that if you're talking about a ridiculous amount of stamina, if this wasn't a ring match, I could see Pikachu maybe taking it, but because Pikachu is caught in such, we don't know how tight of a space, but tight enough to where a significant hit is enough to push them out of the ring.
Yep.
Siege Turtle has lock-on missile salvos, and the way I see this going is something along the lines of Pikachu makes a lot of moves in the first little bit, does some damage to Siege Turtle, but Siege Turtle eventually does something along the lines of launches a missile salvo. Pikachu dodges it, but Siege Turtle is attacking with some kind of tail whip or body slam or something, basically attacking twice at once, if that makes sense, from a missile barrage and from physical harm. I just don't see in a tight space Pikachu being able to knock him out before Siege Turtle gets a hit on. And I think one hit on Pikachu's knocking it out of the ring. That's how I see it going. I could be proven wrong.
I disagree, but we can move on. I like your scenario. I'd like to think that Pikachu would come out on top, but I will concede. I like your argument. I like your scenario.
I
think without the guidance of a player,
I think we are to assume. And here's another metric if you want to use this. A Siege Turtle is basically a high-tech Torterra.
Mm-hmm.
If a Torterra and a Pikachu were fighting on equal level, because let's just assume if they were making this a Pokemon battle, let's just say they're on the same level. Which one wins? I personally think the Torterra has type advantage over the Pikachu. Because Pikachu doesn't have anything that I know of that is effective against a ground grass type. And I think ground is good against electric, isn't it? I always get those confused. I just think the Torterra has a bit of type advantage and stat advantage in a punching match, basically. And also, this is a high-tech Torterra that has missiles.
All right, so I'm putting up a Pikachu versus who did you say? Torterra?
I'm not putting this up to a poll.
No. I'm not putting up to a poll. I'm using Pokemon Battle Simulator. I'm just letting these two fight.
Torterra.
Your Pikachu used Grass Knot. Foe was hit. Used Earthquake. It's super effective. Pikachu was hit. Okay, fuck. So it took one move. It took one Earthquake. Super effective against Pikachu. Pikachu was hit for 211 hit points. Pikachu fainted.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Pikachu isn't that good. Pikachu's just a really good mascot. That's what people seem to forget.
Who's a better mascot?
Who?
Eevee. Absolutely.
You want me to put Eevee in here?
No, Eevee's not technically a sidekick, so that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Technically, he is.
No, he's the main character. I swear to God, if there's every Fallout character, but not a single Disney character in here, I will be very frustrated.
What
did I say? What did I say?
Fallout.
If all of these Far Cry people are in here,
not all of them are here.
You've had at least 4.
There's at least one more.
I just okay, whatever.
Peaches.
I gave you plenty of suggestions.
Your suggestions were crap. A lot of your suggestions were crap. You gave me some good ones.
No. All of mine were perfect for this list.
That is. Some of us are trying to keep the integrity of the Chortle Games tournament bracket.
See, what I don't think you understand is that because you said to me, you were like, it's like if we don't have some serious contenders in this, I'm just going to consider this a joke bracket. And I told Lee Allison afterwards, I was like, this whole thing is a joke. What does Steven not understand?
I'm sorry that some of us take this seriously.
Oh, I take this seriously. I take this. I mean, these episodes are typically 3 hours long, right? Like, come on.
You just said this whole thing's a joke.
It is.
How do you take a joke seriously?
You commit.
Peach is the mountain lion.
Yep.
Mountain lion? Cougar? I don't know.
I think it's a cougar.
Okay, cougar. Versus Blue, the velociraptor.
Nice.
You don't respect the work I put into this.
Oh, I do. Immensely.
Okay.
It's great content. I was hoping Battle of the Wits. All right, death to the fight is what.
Death to the fight.
Having a real bad dyslexia.
Okay,
moment
so fight to the death. I don't see how Peaches can beat an apex velociraptor.
Yeah,
personally.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. I think it would be very interesting. It's kind of funny. These are two similar predators, right? Because the velociraptor is not going to just charge in head first, right? Both are tacticians. Both are probably using stealth and hunting their prey, getting the upper hand on their prey. So it would be a really interesting fight. I just think once the fight broke out, I think Blue wins every time. I mean, even if you want to think of like, okay, maybe they're stalking each other and it's a hunter v hunter kind of moment, I still think Blue's going to get the drop on Peaches, and it's over.
I think if it was a stealth v stealth situation, because Peaches is known for stealth, Peaches would have the advantage. But I think in an open fight, I just don't see a raptor losing to a mountain lion.
Are we going to just assume it's an open fight then and not?
It's a fight to the death. So,
Well,
and I guess it is with prep.
It
So
did
you
say
could
with
say
prep, and I know that's kind of different with animals, right? How are they going to prep for something? But if you wanted to translate that into they have stealth on their side,
yeah. I think I just don't see with a velociraptor being another hunter. I don't see the advantage that Peaches may have in stealth to be enough to sway a fight to the death in her favor.
yeah,
I think it's Blue.
I think it'd be hard for her to get the drop on Blue. Like maybe she does, but I think Blue would still be prepared for it.
But even then, I don't know how a mountain lion is getting through a velociraptor's skin with lethally with one hit. You know.
I feel like it could. I feel like it could, but I mean, it's they already tear through pretty tough stuff anyway. Either way, we could argue, but I think we both agree Blue's going to come out on top.
I think it's Blue. Okay.
Next one. I just caught a glimpse of one that I strongly disagree with being on this list, but we'll get there.
Why are you cheating?
I'm not trying to. You just have it exposed to me, so I don't know what to
Then
do.
stop looking.
I mean, I have to look. What do you want me to do?
No, you don't. Flounder.
Why this image? You could have used the horrible CGI flounder from the new movie, but you chose this.
That's fan art.
Is that fan art?
I'm pretty sure. I saw that it was. I looked up that picture specifically, and it was listed as fan art, and there were articles that were like, "Is this real?" So I never confirmed that it was real, but this is much more officially Disney than that CGI picture has been proven to be. So Flounder, and also Flounder is going up against Salem. So
Lee Allison, this was one of the first names that came out of Lee Allison's mouth when I mentioned this.
So I figured I may as well get a flounder that we can say, okay, well, this flounder has legs. So
no, we're not counting that, are we?
I guess not, but I don't see how a fish is going to beat a psychic cat.
Depends on what it
A
is.
dumb fish.
Depends on what it is.
How do you do race, though?
Here's what I want to do, Steven. And I think this is just the most fair way to do this. I'm going to flip a coin. All right. Heads, they're in the water. Tails, they're on land. Okay?
Sure.
Tails, they're on land. Salem takes it. Moving
Okay.
on.
Sure. Okay.
Oh, man.
I hate this list.
If Salem comes through and wins this whole thing,
There's no freaking way Salem's going to win this whole thing.
power of the wheel, baby. Power of the wheel.
Apu
Nice.
versus Cheeseburger, the diabetic bear from Far Cry 5.
America. I am sick of these Far Cry characters that you brought in.
I think this is the
I
last.
gave you so many good other suggestions.
You gave me so many bad ones.
No.
You gave me good ones.
You've named Pascal. Name me one other bad one.
Hold on.
He pulls up the list.
I'm pulling up the list. Toto from Wizard of Oz. You would have me put that sweet little dog in here.
Great suggestion.
Miko, which I assume is the raccoon from Pocahontas.
It is, absolutely.
What's he going to do?
He's very mischievous. If it was a pie eating contest,
The cat from Kiki's Delivery Service.
Gigi, yeah. Uh-huh.
What makes it not a regular cat? I haven't seen the film.
It's actually a regular cat.
That's what I figured.
That's about it. I was kind of hoping he and Salem might somehow end up in a category together.
Roach, which is a horse.
Oh, yeah, Roach. You didn't put Roach in here?
No, I didn't put Roach in here. What's a horse going to do in 80% of these categories?
Steven, it's Roach, though.
And?
He's Geralt's horse. He can talk.
I don't care.
He can end up on rooftops.
Geralt's horse. He is Geralt's horse, which makes you compromised. Also, glitches do not count as features.
No, that is canon. That he just
Roach
can climb surfaces.
It is Geralt's horse, and you are too close to Geralt. You are too close to this case, so I can't put anything Witcher or anything Stitch. I can't put either of those in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I almost submitted Stitch again for this because he technically fits the category. I saw him in several other lists talking about this.
He's the main character.
A lot of people argue that he is the side character to Lilo because it's Lilo and Stitch.
She just has top billing because in that situation you put the straight man first and the weird one second. That's not making him the sidekick. That's just how you do things.
All right, I digress. We're looking at Abu and this stupid diabetic bear or whatever the hell.
How can you be so mean to this bear? He has diabetes.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. It's not the bear's fault. It could have been Peach's. It's just we've had 5 Far Cry animals, okay? I sent you so many other suggestions.
I had to make this list work, Jake.
I sent you so many suggestions from...
Oh, no.
Well, Abu takes it.
Flip a coin. Flip a coin.
Do you really think either way it's going to matter?
Flip a coin. He's still a bear. He can climb.
Heads. So Abu is pursuing this diabetic bear. Now, Steven.
He is seeking the diabetic bear.
Steven, where is this diabetic bear going to hide?
A tree.
Abu takes it. There's just no way. I'm sorry. I will not hear any arguments.
Look, I'm fine with Cheeseburger.
Gonna pass a stealth check.
I am fine with Cheeseburger losing, but you apologize to this picture of Cheeseburger right now because he is precious.
Picture of Cheeseburger.
And we love him.
I'm so sorry.
It sounded like you had more to that was going to be sliding me. Were you done?
I'll be done.
Okay.
You know, I just remembered me saying that I actually have some D&D dice. So if we need to do some sort of roll on something, I can roll a D20.
Donkey versus Tails.
This was the one. I have strong thoughts about Tails being in this, but whatever. I feel like Tails.
What are your thoughts?
I feel like, and this is funny because he's going up against Donkey, who is obviously sentient and has free will. I just think Tails is a different part of that category, but I digress. He was on a lot of lists that I saw. I just didn't suggest him.
Exactly. He is a fox.
Yep.
He is a sidekick.
Yep.
Look, my integrity was put out the window when we had to do this list. So don't hate me, hate the category.
Don't hate me, hate the player. All right, what are they doing?
God bless America.
It's a pie eating contest. Donkey wins, right?
I feel like Donkey would win. But I don't know. Does Donkey have a great appetite? I know Donkey talks about eating food. But have we seen Donkey eat a lot of food?
In the morning? I mean, waffles.
That's the one time I know of him talking about food. But have we seen how many waffles he puts down?
I got an easy way to solve this.
Okay. Are you looking up the appetite of a fox versus a donkey?
The average donkey.
I'm getting water. I'll be right back.
Oh, fuck. Okay, it eats 1.5% of its own body weight. How much does the average donkey weigh? My internet search history is going to be great. All right, Steven, remember this. It eats 1.5% of its body weight. And so I'm looking up how much the average donkey weighs. Oh, my God. 400 to 900 pounds. So what's 1% of, let's just say, 700? That's right in the middle.
I made a mistake.
What's your mistake?
I looked up Tales from Sonic Appetite to see if there's any like
Oh no.
canon stuff. Don't ever look up anything Sonic on Google.
Now Sonic eats a lot of chili dogs.
Does Tales from Sonic eat a lot? God help me. He does love chili dogs as well.
So this might be. Let's see. Does Donkey from Shrek like to?
I hate this list.
I love how we actually like normally when there's a pie eating, it's very obvious who wins. This is one that actually might have a contest.
Here are his likes: machine maintenance, Christmas, Sonic, adventures, mechanical things and machines, planes, hanging around with Sonic, creating and inventing new machines. These are two redundant things. Flying, that's just planes again. Helping others, believing he can do something. Dislikes: thunder, ghosts, great heights, but he loves planes and flying. Being teased, being bothered when he is doing something complicated, thinking he cannot do something, people not listening to him.
I love it. I'll tell you what, this is a conundrum, but I think what we have to do, because the one thing I keep seeing about Donkey is that he is a nonstop chatter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very difficult to get Donkey to stop talking. I think if this was a legitimate pie contest, if both parties were focused on eating, it would be tight. But I don't think Donkey would be able to stop talking long enough to focus on eating.
Also, I think,
Sonic, Tails has some level of super speed,
which means he has high metabolism, which means he has a great appetite.
yes. Also, Reba is bringing up a great point, which is that Donkey fucked a dragon. So, which is one of the reasons why this list even got passed.
Right.
So,
Tails likes believing he can do something.
and he believes he could beat this donkey in a pie eating contest. So there you
He
go.
does. He also likes planes and flying, but hates heights.
So Reba, Donkey was one of the
Tails.
original people that I suggested to Steven for like when he told me name 5 people that this would fit. And later he was like, well, none of these are really going to be like in the final bracket. None of these are really going to be contenders. And he was like, and so I started throwing out like some other dragon characters. And he was like, yeah, but do you really want to see Donkey go up against a dragon? And I just was like, Steven, why did you set me up so well to execute that connection, you know? Anyway, I digress.
Iago versus Appa.
I love that you picked standing up Appa.
I was looking for a good Appa picture. I saw that and I was like, it's got to be that.
You didn't want to get the samurai Appa?
I couldn't get one of those that didn't have Momo in the shot as well.
Oh, well, it's okay. Let's see what they're doing.
Okay. This mouse.
You're having so much mouse problems. Didn't
Well,
you
I've got
do
my new.
mouse?
Yeah, I did, but I think a Flynn hair got on the eye, so it was messing.
Already?
But look, Flynn's. The day we brought Peter home, like within 15 minutes, I changed his diaper and there was Flynn hair in his butthole. I don't know how it gets everywhere that it does.
Oh, God. Incapacitation. There's no way. Iago loses. He has no fighting capabilities. Appa.
It's almost like he shouldn't be on the list.
Steven, power the wheel, baby. You never know what's going to happen. It was worth the
What
bet.
category would Iago beat anyone?
Battle of Wits, I think he would have won. Dance competition, I'd make an argument he could win. Pie eating contest, it'd be
Iago's
tough,
not even
but he might
that
could do it.
smart.
He's conniving.
Okay. This actually end up being a pretty good pairing, I think. Again, didn't pick any of these pairings. Toothless versus Yoshi.
Yoshi. Great picture of Toothless, by the way.
Thank you. I was going to do the meme one, but
meme one or meme?
You know, the meme one where he's talking to the girl dragon, and like, you know, where it's like me talking to my crush,
Oh yeah.
and then the
Where
background
he's doing like the mating dance thing.
Yeah, I guess. I've only seen the first one of those movies. I really want to watch the other one.
Second one's great. I have never seen the third one. So,
oh wow,
yeah, it's one of my favorite series. So I just never made it to theaters. So
I replaced scavenge with ingenuity.
Yeah, what is that? Like
that is, that is the blanket term. It was just a placeholder because scavenge prep didn't make sense for creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like the ability to use whatever is at their disposal, whether it is the terrain or objects within the fighting realm, stuff like that.
Okay.
So which one is more capable of using things to their advantage?
So what is their goal? Are they fighting?
It is still a fight.
Okay.
It is still a fight. But there is an emphasis on giving more points to whoever is capable of using their wits in a combat situation, or their engineering capabilities, their ability to create, their ability to trap, trick, stuff like that. So it's basically a mental check within a fight.
I understand, yeah. So I'm a little torn here because and I guess this is a good clarifier. My initial thought is Smash Brothers.
Right.
There's items in Smash Brothers. You
correct.
have to use those items to your advantage, and sometimes you don't know what you're getting, right?
Right.
I feel like if we want to pull that into this conversation, Yoshi would have. I feel like that's the boost that Yoshi gets, is that, especially in a fight, he's been handed items that he has to figure out.
I
On
think,
top of, also, if you want to consider, Yoshi has several puzzle platformers that he's associated with, and
he's
so
also
there's a little bit of puzzle solving that goes along with that.
He's also capable of playing various sports.
Yeah,
I think there is a level of mental capability that Yoshi has that is above what Toothless has, and I think
now, not to say that Toothless doesn't, because Toothless is lacking part of his tail, which affects his flight, and so he's had to have situations where he's had to solve things when he's limited. So I don't think he doesn't have any. I mean, this is honestly a pretty decent pairing, but I think if we're going to count all the games that Yoshi is associated with, I think he takes it.
I think so too.
And I really hate that.
Yeah, but I love Toothless.
I do too.
But you gotta go with
power of the wheel. Power of the wheel, everybody. Sometimes it bites you. Sometimes it bites them.
This next one I hate. This is
a lot of hate from Steven tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
It just is what it is. Okay. Hedwig, which again, I don't know why Jake recommended Hedwig. I don't know what Hedwig would win at, but I guess we'll find out. Versus, come on, Brian Griffin from Family Guy.
There's so many things that Hedwig would beat Brian at that I'm just shocked.
Brian
to say that.
Brian is pretty stupid, but also Hedwig is just a regular bird, like a regular owl.
Thank you.
Ooh. And I love owls. I love birds. They're great, but it's still just a bird.
Well, let's see, you know. How's Brian going to catch that bird, Steven? How's Brian going to catch that bird to incapacitate it, you know?
How's Hedwig going to incapacitate a dog?
I feel like Brian is dumb enough. Is Brian dumb? I don't know much about him.
It depends on which half of Family Guy. Earlier on, he's smart, and more of the straight man to the rest of the family.
Mm-hmm.
And then they decided that it's really funny to make him the most unlikable liberal poser that they possibly could, so he just became an idiot.
Okay.
But like
Here,
an idiot in the way that he thinks he's smarter than everybody else, but he's actually dumb.
Here's my proposal for Hedwig winning. Okay.
Okay.
Number one, going to be very difficult for Brian to get him because it's a bird flying. Okay. But regardless, let's assume that this is how I see
Dogs
it going.
eat birds.
This is how I see it going.
Okay.
Hedwig gives Brian the old "come and get me" taunt, right? Brian's running around being a goof, throwing things, trying to get him, whatever. Hedwig somehow maneuvers himself to where Brian, without realizing what's happening, slams into a wall and passes
You are giving a regular owl way too much credit.
I mean, it
is a regular owl, which serves the purpose
but
of
I think
being
he's
a
smarter
male
than the
critter.
average owl.
Is smarter in the sense to where he knows how to get from Hogwarts to other places to deliver mail.
Yeah. But I mean, if he sees that someone's trying to get him, take his mail, he's gonna defend that. You know what I mean? He's gonna give him the old slip and slide. Is Brian dumb enough that something like that could happen? Or take out Hedwig?
Is Hedwig smart enough to where
I would
he
argue,
could outsmart any sentient being?
I would argue here again. Any sentient being, I don't know. But how smart is this dog? Is this dog dumb enough to slam himself into a wall while giving chase to a bird?
It depends on what scene we're in.
I literally the way I see it is Hedwig is up in the air. Brian is looking straight up, chasing, and slams into a wall.
Okay.
So not paying too much attention to the target, not enough to where he's going, and he gets knocked out.
But what's preventing Hedwig from not paying attention or just getting caught? Like what you're doing is you're answering the question of how does Hedwig win, not answering the question of what is most likely to happen when regular owl goes up against sentient dog. Owls are scary. They are. They are predators.
Is Brian dumb enough to get tricked by something like that?
I don't know. That's the problem with comedy characters.
All right, here we go.
That they're written
Here's
for
what we're gonna do. I've got a nat 20 right here. How high does it have to be in your mind for Hedwig to win? We could do two rolls. We could do, how about this? Above 10, this is for Brian. Above 10, Brian is smart enough to not slam his head in the wall. 13. So I think Brian just takes it right there. Oh, but I rolled a 16 for Hedwig being smart enough to do the flying thing. So
you know what? Brian loses. I don't care. I just don't care. Oh my god.
I'm just trying to help it move along. You know what I mean?
Okay. We have 3 more fights in round 1.
Hedwig just beat out Brian Austin. That's who you just missed.
Rufus.
Oh, why'd you do that one? Why'd you do the CG, Rufus?
Because I can. Versus Goddard, Jimmy Neutron's dog.
And again, I feel like I almost submitted a video game robot dog to you, and I said, you know what? It's not an animal.
He has a tongue.
Well,
there is some semblance of biological material in this dog.
Are you saying right now that you fuck, this just got dark. Do we think
Jimmy Neutron used to have a dog? He died. He took the tongue and made a metal dog out of it.
Okay. I'm fine with that Hey, I'm fine with that headcanon. What are they doing?
Okay.
Okay, now this is interesting. No items with prep. Obviously, prep is a little iffy here. Gonard has all kind of gizmos. So are we saying that Gonard has no gizmos somehow?
Goddard.
What did I say?
Gonard.
He's a
Like-
goner.
So here's the thing: no items, which means Metal Dog. Sure, he may not have any of his gizmos. Maybe he doesn't have his jet pack or whatever. But you are still pitting Metal Dog versus regular Naked Mole Rat that also doesn't get items. So it's just a punching match.
I mean, Rufus like knows kung fu. He can fight.
Goddard is made of metal.
Yeah, but I mean, Rufus slips in there. Maybe he gets eaten. He just pulls a couple wires. Gonard's a goner. You know what I mean? This is why I like pie eating ones, because in every case except for Donkey was the first time we've ever well, you know, I guess it is them. That's how I see it going, is that Rufus would get inside Goddard and would pull some wires, F him up. But to your point, he'd have to get in there.
Again, you are answering the question of how do I get the outcome that I want?
No.
Because you're rooting for Rufus.
I love both of these characters.
You submitted Rufus.
I did. I didn't think Gonard should count for this because until now I didn't realize there was a whole headcanon about him being a real
keep
dog.
calling him Gonard, and you're not going to tell me that you don't want him to lose.
Look, I love Jimmy Neutron growing up, okay? Just because I can't pronounce the dog's name right, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, you're technically you're answering the question, how would Gonard win? You know what I mean?
I am simply looking at the two of these.
Yep.
And the question is,
I'm looking at the two of these, and I genuinely think that's how it would go. I think Rufus would get inside, pull some wires, especially with no items. Are you kidding me? All he's got is those little metal chompers going, hung, hung, hung. You know?
he doesn't have metal chompers.
What?
He's a regular mole rat.
No. I'm talking about Gonard.
Goddard!
He's got metal teeth. That's all he's got right now.
And a human dog tongue and a real dog tongue.
I mean, I don't know what that's going to do. You know what I mean? I see this as Gonard would bite Rufus. Rufus would end up in Gonard's mouth, get swallowed down the gullet, pull a couple wires when he got down there. Gonard's a done dog. It's a done deal. I'm not saying that biased. If Goddard had items, I think I would not agree with this strategy at all. I think Goddard would zeppity doodah Rufus out of existence. But with no items, I think Rufus stands a chance. That's my genuine, seriously, I have no agenda here to make Rufus win. I genuinely see that's how it would go.
Just tell me which one wins, Jake.
I mean, I'm not.
Austin, who wins? Goddard, the metal dog, or Rufus, the naked mole rat?
I'll put a poll up. How do you spell his name? Goddard?
Goddard? You know what? Yes. Goddard is how you spell it. You're correct.
You act like I don't know. All right, why don't we move on to the next one? We can circle back to the results here.
Okay.
But he has no items, Austin. He has no items. He's just a metal dog. That's all it is.
And Rufus is just a regular naked mole rat.
But he's like a naked mole rat who's been trained as a spy, you know? He can do all sorts of kung fu. He gets in things all the time.
Scooby-Doo versus Perry the Platypus.
Nice. Great pairing.
You're upsetting my son with your bad opinion.
Whatever. Tag and escape. I just see this being a Scooby-Doo cartoon. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I feel like they've maybe already done this episode. In fact, I think Doofenshmirtz and Perry have done that gag before.
Flip the coin.
I'm flipping the coin. Steven's mad, y'all. He's over it.
I'm not mad.
Heads.
I'm just exhausted.
It's heads. So that's
Scooby has to tag Perry.
okay.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I agree. If it had been the other way around, I could see an argument where Scooby maybe gets away, because that's kind of what he normally
good at
does.
running away. Yeah.
So.
He's not great at chasing. He's good at sniffing things out, but not at chasing them.
Agreed. Give it to Perry. Perry the platypus.
I was torn putting Perry on there because when he goes on his adventures, he's not really the sidekick.
I was going to mention that, but
he is still their sidekick in the realms of, like, he is their pet and they consider him a sidekick.
Yeah. No, I agree. I was gonna make the argument as well, but I think you're right there.
Ace the Bat Hound, specifically nice. Batman Beyond Ace the Bat Hound. Versus Raja.
So I noticed you didn't put Krypton in here. Is there a reason for that?
I noticed that you're cheating again.
I noticed that you're not hiding the results, so I don't know.
Well, you're looking for them.
We only have one more left anyway, so.
Crypto is not on here because I don't want to put any character. As far as I know, Crypto has the same weaknesses as Superman, and I do not want to put any character on these fights that has only one weakness or one prominent weakness.
Fair enough.
The power level of Crypto against the rest of these is very different.
Absolutely. I understand. Great picture of Ace the Bat Dog, by the way.
Thank you.
What are they doing? Let's see. Spin the wheel. Ba 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 da bow. Ba 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 bow. Ooh. Okay. Hide and seek. Interesting. I was ready to give it to Raja in pretty much whatever category this was going to be, but this is one that there's absolutely an argument.
See, what it flipped to?
It's heads.
Okay. So does that mean he's hiding or seeking? I can't remember.
Heads means that Ace is chasing Raja.
Okay. So here's my argument against Raja. Raja is a very pampered, spoiled tiger.
Yep.
Ace is a highly trained, goes in the field. What breed is he? Kind of looks like a Great Dane, but he also looks like
I'm pretty sure he's a Great Dane.
In the comics right now, he's a German Shepherd.
Let me do a quick little research. This
Good
is
night,
from
Austin.
Batman and Beyond.
Batman Beyond, yeah.
I'm just gonna look up
Austin. Austin, don't you dare start talking to me about Kurama again. I'm not doing that with you anymore.
So,
like, he could be a Great Dane. He could be a Doberman.
I am seeing only. Okay. So the version you're pulling from, he is a Great Dane mix.
Okay. That's a big dog.
That's a big dog.
And he is seeking Raja.
Yeah.
We have to assume that Ace is trained in the art of hunting, locating things or people. I just don't think Raja.
Yeah, if this is this is a great category for Ace and not a great category for Raja. So
I don't know what is a good category for Raja, honestly.
I mean, I feel like if it had been a fight to the death,
I would have Ace would take it.
Do what now?
I think Ace would take it. Raja is it's a tiger that has been raised.
The only reason I would concede is because of that argument, but I do think Ace would have a hard time taking down a tiger.
I don't know. He's fought some big things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I think only because Raja is a pampered kitty cat, essentially. Right. That's the only reason he might. But
all right,
specifically in hide and seek, ain't a chance.
Last round, Akamaru.
So this is funny. I saw this one in some lists of side character pets, but I have no idea who he is.
I will explain after I reveal his opponent. Jabberjaw.
Now, I know this character.
This is a Hanna-Barbera character
Yes.
from back when every Hanna-Barbera cartoon was just Scooby-Doo.
Yes, I know
So
him
it's-
from some Scooby-Doo cartoons, but I have no idea.
Had his own show where he was a part of like a crime-fighting or a mystery-solving group of teens that were also in a band. He is their drummer. Also, he is a shark.
I love it. Not a shark with legs, interestingly enough.
That is correct. He can exist on land, though. So Akamaru is from Naruto.
Okay.
He is Kiba's dog. And basically, he fights alongside Kiba in combat, and Kiba uses him for various jutsu. Like, one of the moves that they use is that Kiba will, and I don't know if Akamaru is capable of doing any of this himself. I would have to look it up. But Akamaru can turn into a clone of Kiba. So they fight in tandem, but also they can both do this fang attack where they spin rapidly into like a drill. Also, they can join forces and become a giant two-headed wolf. Also, Akamaru is very large. In pre-Shippuden, he's a cute little puppy, but I'm going with Shippuden and beyond Akamaru, so he's the size of a big wolf.
I'm very curious. The power of the wheel here is going to determine this, but I don't think your little shark buddy stands a chance.
Why do you think I'm voting for Jabberjaw in this situation?
I'm not. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I don't know that Jabberjaw stands much of a chance here. Yeah, just go ahead and give it to Akamaru. Fight to the death. I just don't think that that shark doesn't have enough bite in him. You know what I mean?
He's got 6 teeth.
I thought you were about to tell me that, like, well, actually, Jabberjaw held off Thanos in a spin-off episode of the show.
In episode 104 of Jabberjaw and the Neptunes, Jabberjaw. Okay, Akamaru takes it.
Jabberjaw used the ultimate Kamehameha to take out Dragon Ball Man.
You don't know anything.
I couldn't connect.
All right.
Fuck, who's the main Goku? God, I couldn't get there.
Dragon Ball Man.
Couldn't get there.
Lockjaw.
By the way, we're now into the second round, folks. So there's
correct.
no new characters
Versus
here.
Bullet, and I swear you are not allowed to tell me anything about Bullet because it's just going to be from
told you everything.
From your stupid fandom wiki.
You just said, I'm not gonna add Crypto because he really only has one weakness and blah 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 blah. Does Bullet? I mean, but tell me the Bullet's weakness right now. What's Bullet's weakness?
I mean, the Powerpuff Girls have been beaten before by just getting punched a lot. Bullet stays in the woods because he's fighting. She is fighting against regular problems that the woods has. So you can assume that a very capable creature could technically beat Bullet.
I disagree based on what I just read, but okay.
Well, you read a fandom.wiki, so
I mean, I don't know what you want from me.
The same source used the same likes and dislikes for Tails 4 times.
Oh, man. All right.
Bullet's not smart.
Bullet's not smart. Lockjaw has telekinesis, and it exhausts him, but that's something. He also, I read something about he can speak languages.
Okay. But Bullet can speak to the animal kingdom.
Hang on. I
swear, Jake,
Lockjaw's intelligence fluctuates from little more than canine at times to comprehending complex language. We'll give it to him.
Sure.
If for no other reason than to get Bullet out, I'll allow it.
Okay.
Whose pet did you say he technically was? Crystal?
Crystal. That's Black Bolt's sister.
Not
She's
the
the
not.
princess of Adelan.
Is she the Medusa hair lady?
That's Black Bolt's wife.
Gotcha.
All right. Flynn the Palamute.
Versus
The Siege Turtle.
I don't know, Steven. Let's. What are they doing? What are they doing?
Flynn has pretty good odds.
Really?
Yes.
You're gonna tell me that Flynn is better than Pikachu in this situation?
It depends.
No items. I mean, no items for the sea turtle either. I mean, not sea turtle, siege turtle either.
That is
right?
correct.
So none of
That
those
is correct.
cannons, none of those jets. Just a regular giant fucking turtle
That is correct.
versus a dog that can probably move faster than the turtle. But would you agree that all of Palamute's fighting capabilities come from items that they possess?
Not all of them.
Any of those that still exist that are capable of taking on a giant turtle on its own?
Well,
I'm thinking of what's that turtle platypus looking monster in Monster Hunter?
the I know what you're talking about.
The Pterodon or something like that?
Tetranodon.
Yeah. Do you think Flynn the Palamute, without any items, just tooth and nail, could kill a Pterodon or whatever?
See, this is one
I don't think so.
that we may have to re-roll on.
No,
because
you can't re-roll.
we can.
No, you're
Because
wanting to re-roll because Flynn is going to lose.
No. I legitimately, I don't know about this because on one hand, you can argue because Palamute, they can be sent on hunts by themselves. You mean hold them? I got it. Give me. Palamute can be sent on hunts by themselves, which means that we can rationalize that they are capable of reason and knowing like how to approach hunts differently.
Absolutely. But if they have no items, and usually it's like 5 or 6 that you send on a hunt, you know?
But that depends on the capability of the Palamute that you're sending. And we're looking at Flynn the Palamute, which is a max level Palamute.
If you sent Flynn on one of those like hunt missions by himself with no other partners, do you think he'd beat a Tripterodon?
He would succeed at the hunt. I don't, Peter. So I'm trying to think of what exactly. It's okay, buddy.
I'm calling a little bit of BS because if a Pikachu with lightning strikes, iron tail can't touch this thing,
We'll see.
then how is Flynn with anime dog teeth and anime dog claws?
Well, I don't see how Flynn can take him out, but I also don't see how he can take Flynn out.
He would take Flynn out the same way he did Pikachu, which is just stomp on the ground, which required no items.
Palamutes are incredibly evasive.
So it's a fucking Pikachu.
Pikachu was dealing with missiles at the same time.
The whole reason I conceded was because I ran a battle simulation,
and it was also a ring match.
I don't think that really matters. If Flynn is going to have to get close to land any kind of hit without items, and all it takes is one stomp from this thing.
Let me see something.
Over here saying I'm not too close to stuff.
Well, I mean, I'm close to both of these. I love the Siege Turtle. But I legitimately you've seen Palamutes in Rise. You have not seen Palamutes in stories.
Unless you're telling me that Flynn the Palamute can like shoot magical projectiles or do some sort of Pokemon-esque moves.
You're gonna call some bullcrap on this. but
Steven's over here telling me, getting mad at me for not submitting
no, 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 no,
Roach. And
no, no,
you're
no,
going
no.
to tell me now that Flynn in Monster Stories can do the
So it
Kamehameha and kill Goku. So here we go.
can't do the Kamehameha, but this is no items prep. So Siege Turtle cannot benefit from prep time at all. But a Palamute going by and you can tell me no use of stories if we want to go
I'm
by
fine.
Rise.
If you've got something from Stories, that's fine.
I've got something. I've got something. But because I admit I love both of these, but I am a little compromised because Flynn the Palamute he's my boy. So
Right.
you tell me if this is valid enough.
I'm listening. What
so,
you got?
So in a no items prep time situation, that would mean that the Palamute, going by Stories rules, has the ability to have their genes changed to where I know they can get move sets from other monsters. So he would have the capability to technically throw whatever he would need to at the Siege Turtle without items. The Palamute in Rise is item bound. The Palamute in Stories is not. You tell me what to do with that information. Because in this situation, the way I see it, it is prep time. We said maybe we'd get rid of prep time, maybe we wouldn't. But prep time was there. Again, I'm leaving it to you because I admit it would be very hand wavy for me to, because it sounds like I'm coming up with this out of thin air, but that is how the game works. But since it landed on prep time, there is a justification there. And with how durable.
So are you telling me that you could give a Palamute the fire breath of
yes.
yes. I forget what's the main dragon?
A Rathalos, yes.
Rathalos. You could do that?
You could do that. But I'm telling you, you need to play this game.
I will concede, but I am just saying that is some bull crap. But okay. I'll concede.
That's how Stories works. And that's why the Palamute in Rise is a nerfed version of, or is the.
All I'm saying is I don't ever want to hear that I'm too close to something.
I told you, I handed this to you. I am coming up with facts that are all canon. But I'm telling you, it is up to you.
I'm just telling you, I don't ever want to hear that argument against me again.
I'm just giving you the information I have, Jake.
I hate that no one is here. I'm going to have to clip this out.
I am just giving you the information that the games have. You said you're fine with bringing in stories. If you're not fine with bringing in stories,
no, I'm fine. I agree. I concede. You made a valid argument. All I'm saying is next time I make a valid argument, and you're like, "Oh, you're too close to this case, Jake." I just need you. Steven just argued that a Palamute would beat this stupid fucking Siege Turtle in a fight, but he doesn't think that Rufus could get inside a mechanical dog and pull a wire.
I don't care what Rufus does. What did the chat even I concede that.
Austin gave it to Gonard. I don't know that he understood that Gonard had nothing. He was just his metal body.
Well, Jake, would it make you feel better if Rufus the Naked Mole Rat won that round? I'll give it to you because you gave me. No,
I conceded. I don't care
voted. What happens.
Austin voted. I got outvoted. I'm fine with that. I'm just saying.
I saw your argument.
This was way harder to believe than Rufus getting in and pulling a wire. So I'm just saying. Don't anybody come after me. All right. Vortex is like, I'm not getting in the middle of this.
All I'm saying is Palamute fight bigger things than that regularly. Rufus, and I'm not even arguing that one. We're beyond that one. Rufus, has he fought with, he done?
All I am saying, specifically with Gonard, being a robot, okay?
Yeah.
When the team pulls out Rufus, it's to go in a small space and break shit.
Right.
I'm just saying, with Gonard not having any weapons, any tools that he could use as weapons, his options are to bite or stomp Rufus, okay? Assuming Rufus is smart enough to think, and I would think he would be, that he would think my best situation here is to get eaten. I think he would get eaten and then slip on in there and pull some wires.
Okay. And I see that. But my whole thing is just that's a lot of assumption on how Goddard works. And also, if one of Goddard's only weapons is his mouth, we're operating off of the assumption that Rufus will survive going headfirst into Goddard's only attack. So like it's a lot of ifs. I see it and I think it's totally feasible, but I just didn't know how I felt about it. Yeah. And if you want to give it to Rufus, I'm totally fine with
no.
You gave me a circumstance that I could believe.
I got outvoted. I gave that same circumstance and got outvoted. So
okay.
But this Palamute can breathe fire, so we'll keep moving.
but that has the distinction of the only reason that the Palamute is able to do that in this situation is because it was a prep time situation. So if a Palamute was to go in a situation against a siege turtle,
I'm saying, we could argue in circles all day long. I understand that this was a perfect scenario for this to work. I agree. I think that talking about Rufus and Goddard, that was a perfect scenario for Rufus to have won. Like any other situation, I don't like. I mean,
I don't disagree, and that's why I'm fine with giving it to Rufus. I didn't even throw my.
All I'm saying, no. All I'm saying is you threw that argument of you're too close to this, Jake. You're biased here.
I just felt like we were looking at one possible scenario, whereas because with this you have to look at what is the most likely thing to happen, and in the case of Rufus going up against a metal dog, we've seen Rufus do that before, but go crawl into small spaces and tear up wires and everything, but we have to ask ourselves the question in that situation of, is he more likely to be able to survive getting in there than Goddard is capable of going lethal with that bite? I just wanted us to make sure that both sides were considered, and I felt like we were only looking at.
So make the argument for the siege turtle then, because I would argue that if he was still strong enough to kill a Pikachu, I would think even if
the argument there was that the siege turtle had all of its weapons, and that it was tight quarters, so Pikachu didn't have a lot of places to go.
Yeah.
And Pikachu is, I would say that Pokemon are more vulnerable than monsters in Monster Hunter, because Pokemon, going by the rules of the games, typical time of a Pokemon battle is quick. Fight with a monster in Monster Hunter is long. So monsters are more durable, meaning that what Pikachu is throwing at the siege turtle is not necessarily and this is going off of the rules of if we're comparing siege turtle to Peter. If we're comparing siege turtle to a monster in Monster Hunter, because we use the Tetranodon as an example.
Yeah.
And we know the Palamute is used to fighting things of that size and being able to, and again, since this is a physical fight situation where siege turtle doesn't have weapons, it's charging at him, it's snapping at him, all that stuff. But we know that the Palamute is very evasive, but also durable when it does get hit. So Peter, what's wrong? So really, it was just.
Hey,
I would be fine with giving it to Pikachu if it wasn't a situation where Pikachu was expected to either quickly KO or move the siege turtle. That was the issue. Was that the siege turtle just needed one hit.
Yeah.
And if it was a ring match between a Palamute and a siege turtle, I would probably give it to the siege turtle, because that's just one that a siege turtle is massive. You can't really move them. But I would say that you can defeat a siege turtle, but it would take some effort, or it would take a lot of effort. Let's just say that.
I'm just good to move on. All
Yeah.
I'm saying is,
I don't want you to think that I'm not trying to sway this whole thing, because I'm not. I like Pikachu.
no. I just want the audience to know. I wish there was more people to have seen that happen so quickly to each other, where you were like, you're too close to Rufus in this situation, and then watch you just bend over backwards to make.
Well, I'm
Flynn
looking
win.
at. Well, I wasn't bending over backwards. I was just using
You
the
gave him
information
the
that I
powers
had.
of a dragon.
Because you can.
I know. Hey, look, we made it. We moved on. So let's go. What's next?
Have we changed him? Okay.
Sweet
Probably.
Peter.
Probably just gassy.
Is that a Hogwarts onesie? He's rocking today.
Gryffindor Hogwarts onesie.
Love it.
But I mean, I'm good to move on. But I can, if you need me to.
I don't want to what do they call redcon? I don't want to redcon anything we've done so far.
Okay.
Just want to make. I just wanted to point out.
I'll try bouncing him. I mean, I can. We'll move on, but I can go into more detail about a siege turtle. But
no, I mean we're good. We're good. You argued the case for the Palamute, and I definitely agree with where your logic landed. So
I know how it sounds.
I know. Yeah, I know how it sounds too.
Play the game. You can do it, but it takes time and effort, which he had prep time.
Speaking of time and effort, let's see how we can get Salem to beat Blue the Raptor.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm completely uninvested in this. I don't care who wins.
God, I was hoping for dance battle.
It was in cap prep time.
In cap,
Just in cap.
So I kind of, and I know we've done this in the past where people that are I guess people or whatever. Obviously, the terminology is a little funky here, but persons who normally would kill usually have disadvantage at in cap.
Well, in this situation, it's tricky because, like, the example that I think we used was Red Hood versus Punisher in an incapacitation match, because Punisher he only takes lives, he doesn't spare them. Gotcha. But Red Hood has incapacitation training, and so he is very capable of. Red Hood is trained in the art of incapacitation. That was big points for Red Hood because Punisher is known for not sparing lives, but Red Hood is known for being capable of sparing lives. So really, in this situation, I don't see it mattering, because what does Salem even do?
So here's and this is what I just learned. So Salem, for I think 100 years in the comic, had no powers, nothing, no magical ability. But in the show that he's seen here, he has some incantation capability. However, he requires Sabrina's finger, I think, to enact any of the spells. I don't know. I did want to read into that. So what I just did, Stephen, I took a D20. And I made a roll, and my thought was, if he can get high enough, like I was thinking higher than 15, maybe he could be so scared shitless of this raptor that he could pull off like a sleeping incantation spell. Ask me what I rolled.
A 2.
A 3. So I'm going to assume that Blue, if she can even have the understanding that she just needs to knock the cat out, I'm just going to assume Salem just faints, honestly. That Salem just concedes.
Yeah, I in this situation,
he tries to enact the spell, but it fails so hard that he falls asleep.
Yeah, you got to give it to Blue. I just don't know anything about Salem to.
He's just a talking cat. That's about it.
Yeah. Vortex. Peter, he's upset. So Vortex, I want your opinion, because I feel bad. I feel like I have misused my power.
No, Vortex said he didn't want to get in the middle of this, so
Well,
don't bring
Vortex,
him
you're not getting in the middle, Vortex. You are simply answering the question of, do you think I am too close to this and that I am unfairly deliberating? Because I want to be kept honest.
I just want to. What the question I would like answered is just: did what Steven just did sound in any way similar to what I was doing with Rufus versus Goddard? I don't know that you were there for that.
I think
Vortex.
I don't think those situations are interchangeable because I don't think that was as much like a fear of bias as it was.
He goes, so you just pulled me.
See, I'm not trying to pull a Vortex. I asked a question. I just want to know if people think I am just swaying things to end how I want, because I'm trying to be as fair as possible.
I don't think in every situation. This is what I'm saying. I think in most situations you are being very fair. However, you call out on me that I'm not being fair and being biased.
The Goddard,
the
Goddard Rufus one
pulled that. So
the Goddard Rufus one, to me, that wasn't a case of you weren't being fair. That was just a case of I felt like Goddard wasn't getting.
Well, you claimed that I had a bias toward Rufus.
That was more so a joke. Because
I don't want to spend the next hour arguing.
I'm not. I just want to make sure that I'm doing my job. And
you're fine.
And if I need to disqualify Flynn the Palamute, I will disqualify.
No. I just want you to acknowledge that you have done what I have done, and so but we can move on.
Peter,
you're upsetting Peter, Steven. You've upset the child. Steven, I need Matt to come tell me what some of these dice do, because there's some of these I've never seen before. I don't understand. Like this one right here, it's got like 30, 90. It's got big numbers on it. I don't know what that one's for.
What?
But I also have what I assume is supposed to be a half D20. It's a D10, I guess. It looks like a D20, but it only goes up to 10. So I'm very curious.
That's a D10.
Yeah, I just don't know what some of these do. That's what I was saying.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like fights like this is normal. That's what Vortex said. I agree. It's part of our charm, Steven.
I try to be as fair as I can, and I use all the knowledge I have of characters. The fact is, there is just more about a Palamute than there is about a Siege Turtle. And I know more about that than I do. And so it seemed like I was pulling cards out of my sleeve, but that's just because there was more to pull. Because Siege Turtles are fairly straightforward. Apu versus Tails.
What are they doing? Roll the wheel. Spin the wheel, Crunk. Ring match.
I don't know what to do in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Abu has really any fighting capabilities.
No.
We've seen Tails fight.
Right.
So I think easily Tails takes it. I don't think, Abu might could give chase. Or I say chase.
It's a ring match though, so
I know that's what I'm saying. I would think Abu could be slippery enough to maybe avoid an instant KO, but we have to also consider Tails has some level of super speed.
Yeah.
So I think Abu. I think Tails takes it.
Tails likes knowing that he can do things.
He does. He likes believing in him. It is a he, right? It's not a she.
It is a he.
And it's voiced by a female, but
that is also correct.
I thought you said tits. I wasn't like wow.
Peter. Buddy. He is so fussy.
Hey Peter.
Sorry about this.
Peter's got like a rockin' black passy.
He does.
That's cool. All ours are blue. Like not quite a Chortle Games blue, although we do have something that's kind of closer to that, but it's more of a green.
Mhm.
I digress.
All right. Hold on just a second, buddy.
You're good. Oh,
Not
not
you.
me. Not me.
But yeah, also hold on just a second.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Take your time.
Appa
Appa.
and Yoshi.
Man, I hope if we get a pie eating contest again, what a contest. What a contest.
That would be a pretty good one. It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
Pretty sure Appa has 6 stomachs, so you know. No items.
But Sky Bisons also are the original airbenders.
They are. They are.
So he is an airbender.
Can airbend. Obviously, a force of nature, can fly.
Yeah.
Yoshi, I mean, I assume basically we just have to go with whatever he can do without items and Smash. I would say, would you count his eggs?
He creates them, so I wouldn't consider that an item.
Okay, great. I don't know, man. I feel like, I don't know, Yoshi's such a fighter, and Appa is sometimes a fighter. A force of nature, to be sure.
Yoshi, though, outside of being in dragon form, which he cannot do here because this is a no items,
It requires an item, yeah.
does not have good air capability.
Right.
He can jump, but mid-air, there's not much he's capable of doing.
Well, but I would think, I mean, Appa would have to come to land, and not even that he would have to, like, land, as in stop flying, but he would have to come down to make an attack.
Right.
And I feel like Yoshi being able to jump could maneuver and kind of counter in those types of situations.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess it's a question of who's a better fighter. Because I agree with you. I think Appa would have advantage to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's just do that. Here, I'll just roll. I'm going to give Appa 2 rolls for advantage. So Yoshi, I just rolled for him. He got a 13. So Appa's got to beat a 13. The first one was a 1. Oh, the second one was a 13. The rule is supposed to be meets it, beats it, so... But I don't know if that counts for, like, some sort of check like that.
Is no items, right?
No items.
I think it's Appa.
Let's just give it to Appa then. The dice have spoken. Steven has spoken. It is how it will be.
All right. Who won between Rufus and Goddard? You're deciding.
What wasn't it Goddard?
That's what Austin said, but you said you didn't think Austin understood.
No. I give it to Goddard. I got outvoted.
Okay.
And for the record, Hedwig is not small enough to fit inside Goddard and pull a wire, so I'm not having a lot of faith in Hedwig right now.
I do not see anything that Hedwig can have.
I literally don't think there's anything because Goddard can fly.
Mm-hmm.
Goddard's probably as fast, if not faster than. Oh my God! No items again. It's still Goddard.
Yeah.
I think in this situation, there's
no
much.
mail for Hedwig to get mad at.
I don't think Hedwig could get inside Goddard to do any kind of damage. So I think in that situation, Goddard flies, bites him, game over. No questions. No further comment.
Okay. Oh, this could be interesting. This freaking mouse. I don't think it has as good of detection as my old one. So if there's like hair or something on my mouse pad, it freaks out, which is not good.
It's gonna be great for gaming. Great for high intensity gaming.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
Yes.
Perry versus Ace the Bat Hound.
Okay.
All depends on what they're doing. Please be a dance off. Please be a fucking dance off. So
That is
close.
interesting.
I almost manifested that. So Battle of Wits.
Perry does have a higher level of sentience than Ace does.
I was just gonna say, while I think if Ace was as sentient as Perry, he would be smarter. Perry is more sentient.
And he
And I mean, Perry's smart by no means.
He is smart and has a heightened, what I would consider a heightened level of reasoning and deduction.
Yeah.
Even though Doofenshmirtz usually destroys his stuff on his own. But I think it's Perry.
Yeah, let's give it to Perry. I'm good with that. Good pairing, though.
Peter. I don't know what's wrong, bud. What's wrong?
He got some gas.
Okay. Akamaru is next, but he does not have someone to go up against. So do we save him for the next rotation, or do we pit him up against the...
Let's put him up against Pascal. Dark Horse entry.
No, I will not put my darling Chameleon.
I think typically how we do this is put him up against... Do we typically put him up against the first in the next round, or...
Yeah, let's just start the next rotation with him.
I think he and Lockjaw would be a good pairing anyway.
Oh, there he is.
Two dogs, two superpowered dogs, you know. That's a big old boy.
He is.
What is this picture from? Is that from the show?
That's the show.
Okay.
That's why the CGI isn't great.
Steven got like the 4K or the 8K res version of that. Oh, it's a fight to the death.
With prep time.
With prep time.
I
mean, I don't know that prep.
Let me...
Do you think prep matters in this?
It might for Akamaru. Let me...
So as far as Lockjaw, any additional powers, he has minimal telekinesis, but it wears him out. So if he did anything, I doubt it would be strong. I doubt he could do anything that could go toe-to-toe with Akamaru. Mm-hmm. But any of his other abilities, I feel like he would need somebody else. Again, apparently he and Black Bolt can unite, but we're just going to assume for this case that Black Bolt is out of the equation. So, I mean, obviously Lockjaw is tough and strong, but tell me what Akamaru can do without his person.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because I know you said, like, they can unite and turn into a giant wolf with two heads or whatever, but, like, we're not counting anything they have to do together, so... And again, it may make it an interesting situation where, you know, both are better with their master or, you know, with some companion. So,
See, like it is so convoluted reading this. Like, okay, tell me what you get out of this. Vortex, you're also allowed to give your opinion. This is just to figure out if Akamaru. This is just to figure out if Akamaru has the ability to use jutsu on his own, or if it's Kiba that's doing it, which is his owner. Mm-hmm. An imitation human ninja art. This technique transforms a Ninken into their Inuzuka partner. By doing this, the Inuzuka gains a copy of themselves that serves the same practical purpose as a shadow clone, but without a shadow clone's steep chakra requirement. Even though they look identical, the Ninken, because it's an animal, is likely to give away which of the two is which, from how it moves and acts, to counteract this, the Inuzuka typically uses an imitation beast ninja art, causing them to act more feral and thus making it harder to tell them apart. As with any transformation, the Ninken will revert to their original form if they're knocked out.
So can he? So
That's what I'm.
first off,
trying to ask.
First off, do we think he can do that on his own, or is it a thing that his owner is casting on him?
So it would seem that human beast clone was first used during the tuning exams. Akamaru's fed a soldier pill. Special pills that nourish the body and replenish chakra. So really all I need to figure out is if Akamaru has his own chakra.
I don't know who these characters are, so I've been learning this whole time.
He's been shown to be adept at setting traps, such as explosive tags, on his own. He has not been known to talk like some other Ninken, but did speak briefly at the end of the special New Year's episode. In combat, Akamaru often takes Kiba's form using beast clone technique. This gives him the ability to perform a ferocious spinning attack with the passing fang, which can be collaborated with his partner to make it more difficult for the opponent to avoid. This duo can fuse together into a giant two-headed wolf to perform a highly devastating attack. Due to the sheer speed of this attack, it is difficult for them to see their target. To make up for this, Akamaru would mark the target by urinating on them beforehand, allowing their heightened sense of smell to take over instead. Let's just assume.
Let's assume, for sake of argument, that he can enact some of these on his own. Obviously,
Yes.
I think the wolf we got to take out.
The wolf is gone. Like the two-headed wolf is gone.
I think. Go ahead.
I think since it says that he returns back to his dog form when passing out, I think that tells me that it's pulling from his chakra rather than Kiba's. So we can assume that Akamaru alone is able to set traps, take Kiba's form or shapeshift, and use the passing fang ability, which basically turns him into a giant spinning drill.
I think for that alone, he wins. I think it would be a long fight. I think it'd be about wearing down Lockjaw's HP. And I mean, I guess...
Was there prep time?
I think it was prep.
There was prep time. I think, let's just say, since Akamaru is known to be able to set traps, and let's just say part of the prep time...
He spent laying traps?
He spent laying traps and was able to piss on him somehow. Or able to get Lockjaw's scent.
See, and the problem, the big factor with Lockjaw, right, his whole thing is teleporting.
Right.
Now, we never were able to establish how frequently he can teleport.
Right.
But even still, I think that would be about evasion.
Right.
But whenever he comes back, I think the ground could be so littered with traps that Akamaru could take it. So let's give it to Akamaru and roll on.
Okay. All right. Lockjaw is out. All right.
Flynn, the Palamute Dragon Boy.
We don't know if he's a Dragon Boy. Does he have prep time?
We don't.
How much prep time does Flynn have?
Much prep time. That's the quote from this episode. How much prep time does Flynn have?
So right off the bat, I'm just going to say this before we even get into the bit of what they're doing. Palamute kill raptors on their own with no effort.
Absolutely, yeah. I just any of the what are the Izuki or what are they?
Izuchi,
Izuchi,
Baggy, Roggy.
Yeah,
any of them.
Those a Palamute with broken legs. A Palamute could kill one of them. So I'm not. Yeah. Palamute.
It's Palamute.
Yeah. Blue. While
Blue
Blue
is
is
smart.
not stupid.
Yeah.
A Palamute can use items better than
Blue. A Palamute uses tools and
on
can
a regular
plan
basis.
And they can go on jobs by themselves.
Yeah. No. Easy win. Easy win for Flynn.
Okay. Glad we're in agreement for that. Tails and Appa. Not a bad pair.
Not a bad pair. Not a bad pair. Let's see what they're doing.
Buddy, you keep the passy in your mouth. That's where you want it.
That's where you want it. Ooh, okay. Ring match.
That's
Close quarters.
not good for Appa.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's not good for either of them, but I just know that when Appa's cornered, he doesn't do well because we've seen that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What are you thinking? Was it prep time or no prep time?
Well, here's my. It was just no prep time.
I mean, it's kind of a Siege Turtle Pikachu situation where
Yep.
I said that not realizing that Tails was his opponent. If it was someone of equal size or equal force to Appa, it would be a disadvantage.
Yeah.
But this is a small fox versus a very large bison.
Yeah.
I don't think Tails has anything he can throw at Appa to move him.
Now, does Tails have a mech in this situation?
I would think. I don't know. In situations like that, I would usually chalk that up to, is it a prep time version? But I could be told otherwise.
I think because we're looking at just Tails regular, if it was prep time, I think an argument could be made that he would bring his mech.
Right.
But let's assume with no prep time that he doesn't. So
Right.
at this point, I feel like it would be kind of a hard win for Tails, very similar to Pikachu versus the Siege Turtle.
Yeah.
Because while Appa does not get to use his powers of evasion and flight, he doesn't need them in this situation. He's going to be very hard for Tails to knock out of the ring. And
Right.
if Tails makes one wrong move or gets grappled by Appa,
And Appa's got
either Appa
6
could
limbs.
slam him down and knock him out, or literally throw him out. Not to mention airbending.
Right.
You know, and sure, Tails can fly too, but then he's super weak to wind, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think Vortex is coming in with the argument of Tails is known for his gadgets, and I agree, but I just don't know.
That's again, when you put characters in a ring match, the way I see it is, especially characters with gadgets, they aren't given as much freedom to use their gadgets because it's tight quarters, so they're not given room to breathe.
Yeah, and I again pulling back if it was ring match with prep time, that's when I think that would be more of a factor. But let's just assume Tails was out for a nice Sunday jog. He went down the wrong alley. You know what I mean? Wound up in a fight with Appa with nothing. So
it's very funny to me to think of Tails going on a nice Sunday jog, and then he takes a turn down Crime Alley where Batman's parents were killed, and Appa is the one that's there.
He walks right past the body chalk, you know?
Yeah, the body chalk and the pearls and the gun. It's all still there.
Gotta have the pearls.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no issues with that deliberation. Peter is not having it tonight. Okay. Goddard won his match, right?
Yes. Yeah, he went up against Hedwig.
That's right. Okay, Goddard.
Stood no chance.
And Perry.
Ooh, okay. Good pair. Good pair.
We do know Perry is experienced at fighting robots, specifically Norm, the regular man that's a robot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, I know nothing about Goddard's capability to eat, but I will say there is, and I'm only saying this because I know Phineas and Ferb very well, there is a scene where Doofenshmirtz decides to hang up his criminal actions and become a cheesemaker. And he makes this really big wheel of stinky cheese. and he turns his back, and Perry has eaten the entire wheel of cheese. And he was shaped like a big cheese wheel. But we do know that Perry both has a big appetite for cheese.
I'm sorry. Hang on. I'm sorry. I'm doing some research for Goddard.
Okay.
And one of the top things.
Remember, this isn't pie eating contest. This is biggest appetite because of animals.
So, there's a section of abilities, physical appearance, whatever. Then there's quotes. Do you want to know what Goddard's most famous quote is? Bark. Oh, man.
That is a pretty famous quote. It's in every theme song.
It is. You're right.
I mean, Goddard, I'm sure, can put away food, but I would think that the argument for eating in a contest would be that it maintains, like, it stays within the capacity of the person eating it. So I don't think that it can be a situation where Goddard sucks it up through a vacuum and then it goes out immediately. It has to stay within him, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
And Goddard is a finite space. Metal's not expansive. So I would give it to Perry because we've seen Perry eat large amounts. It's a very specific moment, but I don't know of Goddard doing any kind of feats similar to that.
Yeah, no, there's nothing like that. It doesn't look like Jimmy ever thought that would be a useful tool for Goddard to be able to either act as a vacuum even or anything like that. So I think yeah, we give it to Perry since there is precedent for Perry eating a lot in the show. So let's give him that.
Okay. All right.
Winding down.
Semifinals, I think.
We're in the next round.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Flynn the Palamute versus Appa.
Bum, bum, ba. What are they doing? I just realized you didn't put in my dark horse to win this all. I just realized now.
Who?
Devil Dinosaur.
Oh, I had already gotten enough by the time you sent me him. I had hit 30.
I thought it was one of my first submissions. Oh, well, anyway.
I
So you let one of those fucking fire cry animals in before over Devil Dog. Okay. All right,
he was
Devil
already
Dino.
in there. That's what it was. I didn't see Devil Dinosaur because I saw Gromit and I started looking for a picture of Gromit, couldn't find one, and then you sent Blue, and I was thankful that you reminded me of the one that I'd forgotten.
Damn.
So I didn't even see Devil Dinosaur.
Oh, well.
Okay. So ring match with prep time.
Well, Flynn can make sure his genetic code matches that of God himself. So Appa is out.
Not of God himself. I will say it being a ring match is a knock against Flynn because Palamutes do better with open spaces. But
I think it's an instant knockout for Appa. I mean, Appa is afraid of fire. We have prep time, right? That was specified.
That's prep time, yeah.
Yeah, if this has prep time, you fuse Flynn with the genetic code of Arathalos. He breathes fire. Appa says, "Nah, thanks, I'm out, fam," and that's it. End of story.
You said it, not me.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
if it hadn't said prep time, I'd argue that Appa could win again. It'd be the same.
We would have. That would be a legitimate conversation because I do think that would be interesting. I tend to give points to the Palamute outright when fighting larger creatures, but Appa is kind of an interesting case because I don't think he's comparable to the size of either really big or to scale, which I think is what Palamutes are used to.
Steven, would you say that Appa is afraid of fire? Vortex just brought that up.
Yes.
Okay. Because I mean, obviously he has to fight against fire. I mean, that's like they're fighting the Fire Nation, right?
I feel like
he's
wasn't it
afraid of it?
wasn't it kind of like an association moment to where he saw fire and related it to being in captivity or something like that? Am I just making that up?
He does have some PTSD around that. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, and I know I said this, but like Appa would fight, but I think the fire would be a weakness for him. And I think that would be the thing to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how far those genes go. Like, can you give Flynn the strength of a Rathalos? I think the Rathalos would maybe not easily, but could potentially throw Appa. So
That it's debatable. I mean, with the genes stuff, you could give them a lot of strength, I guess. But it's an RPG, so it's hard because like Palamutes can hit harder on a Rathalos than a Rathalos may be able to hit against a Palamute, but it all depends on the pairing, I guess, and the builds you've given. I don't know. I do not think that you can straight up in stories just say, okay, this Palamute magically has the strength of.
Now, one thing I did just think about. Appa has special armor on the episode where they invade the Fire Nation. I think it's the solar eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
If we're given Flynn prep time, we could assume that Appa would be wearing some heavy armor that helps him resist fire.
Do you think that changes things?
I definitely think it. I mean, my whole argument was that Appa would just fire would be a weakness, but if he's wearing armor that overcomes that weakness, then it's a question of what else does Flynn have in his genetic code to help win. I mean, he would have weapons, right? This is not a no-item situation.
Flynn would have tools. He'd be able to burrow underground. He would have whatever genes you gave him.
Can he burrow underground in a ring match? Is that allowed?
I would say it's allowed, but it's very limited.
Okay.
Like if there's a big attack coming, he could burrow underground and not leave the width of the ring, but he could stay within that space to dodge the attack or to set up a flank.
Okay.
But
let's just give it to Flynn. I think with his tools, kind of that coming back into play.
Yeah. I think the prep time thing, if we're going with the rules of stories too, and being able to change the monster's genes, I think it's
the same thing that we always give to prep. Characters that benefit from prep benefit a lot from prep.
Right. And I think he benefits more from prep than Appa does.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, no, let's give it to Flynn and let's keep moving. Thanks for keeping us honest, though, Vortex.
So it looks like. Oh, I forgot about Akamaru. I guess we'll just pair. It should have been Perry versus Appa, Akamaru versus Palamute. Do you want to make it Akamaru versus Perry?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Akamaru is kind of hiding at the bottom of the list. Okay.
Akamaru. What are they doing? What are they doing? Interesting.
So here's the question. Does Akamaru get to piss on Perry before the hide and seek match starts?
We don't have a prep versus non-prep hide and seek, do
we? We do not. We do not.
All right. Well, it's heads. So Perry would be seeking Akamaru.
Okay.
I would argue that Perry, being a secret agent, his whole thing is finding people.
Yeah.
And you would have to fill me in on how good he is at that. I would assume he's
the best in
agent.
Organization without a cool acronym.
Be at least decent at it, right?
Yeah, he's the best agent that Organization without a cool acronym has.
On the flip side, Akamaru, a ninja dog, should be pretty good at stealth.
Right.
Is there anything from the show that would boost him in hiding?
So this is kind of the trick here. I would say that Perry is better at hiding than he is seeking. Akamaru is better at seeking than he is hiding. But I would think that Perry is more skilled at seeking than Akamaru is at hiding.
You want to roll a d20?
Sure.
This is for Perry. So we're going to call this his perception at 16.
Okay.
Do you want to give him advantage because you kind of determined that he's better at this
Sure.
than Akamaru would be? Okay.
Jake wants to play D&D so badly.
I'll roll one more time. So it's a 14. So we're going to stick with 16. All right. This is for Akamaru's roll of stealth check. I don't feel like this is fair, but it was a 3. So
This is why I am generally not a fan of games that hinge on dice rolls, because it's all probability.
well, and I'm just using a d20 because that's the only one that I
I know.
understand.
I know.
If in a real game, I'm sure there'd be perception. We'd have stats for these characters, right?
Right.
But yeah, no, I think that the dice speaks to my thoughts as well.
Okay.
I think Perry would be better at hiding than Akamaru would be at, or vice versa. Flip that. Is this the finale?
This is the finale.
What a Steven
I'm not.
decision here.
I'm really not trying to do that. I'm really not. Look, if you want to say no Flynn and throw, who was it? Siege Turtle Pikachu? I don't care.
We haven't had a dance battle this whole time. Can we have a dance battle?
You ask that every time.
No. Give it the power of the will. Let's just see what it does.
Remember what we said last time was that for the final round, we'd do best 2 out of 3.
Of rolls? Okay.
Of matches, yeah. So this is the first one.
Pie eating contest.
So I need your opinions on this. We have established that Perry has feats of eating, but also Palamutes are shown feasting before every hunt, so they do have an appetite as well. Which one do you think?
Do they eat? Because I feel like they just watch your character eat.
I thought they did.
I'm going to look it up right now. Does it matter? You think Rise just...
There are multiple eating cutscenes. Which one? Don't do the one that's outside. Do the one in the canteen.
So I'm doing the canteen.
At Kimura inside.
Yep. Ugh. This is some bullshit right here. Let me tell you. It gave me all cutscenes. I just want food. I just want when you eat.
I mean, I can pull up Rise right now. I'm sharing my entire screen.
Hilariously enough, you might have to, because I'm coming up with nothing here.
All right, I will do that.
I'm gonna keep searching while you do that and see if I can come up with anything. But I am unimpressedly coming up dry here. Monster Hunter Rise cooking cutscene. I don't know why this is so difficult to find. You would think. So here we go. Now this is Monster Hunter World, so that doesn't really.
Yeah, World might be what I'm thinking of, because World's the one where you get the big feasts. Rise, you get the dongo, but I can't remember if the Palamute eats the dongo.
Okay, here we go. I got it. All right, I'm watching the scene now.
Which one are you watching?
This
the one in
is
Kimura
Monster
and the
Hunter
canteen?
Rise, the canteen, the multiplayer canteen. This is the one I know very well.
The one inside?
Yeah, the one inside. It's the one.
Okay, you go to that one. I'll go to the one in Elgato.
So they made the bunny dango. They're handing off the bunny dango. They've given me my tea. Yeah, the dog's just watching me eat. I ate one. The dog did not. Oh! I stand corrected. I stand corrected.
Dog ate a stick.
The dog has something on the floor that he eats. He's got a bunny dongo on the floor. So he does eat. Now I will say this. The what are they called? The cat?
The calico.
The Palico ate 3 bunny dongo. The
Okay.
Palamute only ate 1.
Okay.
So I don't know if that weighs in here.
I'm watching the one Elgato to see if they eat there.
I mean, I think we've at least proven that they do eat
Yeah.
in that cutscene, which is my biggest question. So unless you see him eating 3 or more,
Yeah. Vortex is so confused.
what's going on? Why are we playing Monster Hunter now? This animation is the exact same. The dog eats exactly like that in the other scenes as well.
Okay.
So I would argue, based on that Perry has a greater appetite.
Okay.
The question really is, especially with a pie eating contest, is who can eat the most.
Right.
So can a Palamute force themselves to eat
I would
an obscene amount?
I would think the Palamute has a greater appetite, but we've seen Perry eat a greater amount in one sitting.
Yeah.
So I guess that would go to Perry.
Are you okay? All right. So I see what you're saying. So this is one win for Perry in this final round.
This is one win for Perry because the thing where he eats the entire wheel of cheese, we saw that he did that all at once, and he was at his absolute limit, but it was a giant wheel of cheese that was like 3 times his size. So I think the Palamute has a greater appetite, but Perry, his body can take more. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
We'll count that as 1 for Perry.
We'll give it to Perry. Okay.
This is best 2 out of 3. I thought for a second you meant like you were going to roll the wheel 3 times.
No, it's best 2 out of 3.
But yeah, that makes sense. Oof. Battle of Wits.
So that's going to be Perry.
I would think so as well, because I would argue that a Palamute, while I'm sure is not dumb, obviously they can go on missions on their own, but I would feel like they are
Perry's a one-man
executing
operation.
orders. Yeah.
Yeah. So that goes to Perry.
There you go. Perry.
There you go.
Perry wins it.
Perry the platypus.
The dark horse. I never would have picked Perry out of that lineup. I thought
that's surprising because Perry is.
I mean,
honestly,
don't get me wrong. I'm glad you put Perry on this.
I can't even remember what Perry did this entire time, except for like what matches did he have?
I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah.
But I'd say he got lucky in most instances.
Yeah.
Because he was able to like maneuver himself around.
I am curious what the third spin would have been.
Let's do the third spin.
Oh.
God damn it. And I would argue that Perry would win this as well.
Palamutes dance. They do a little.
Yeah, but I feel like with all the music in Phineas and Ferb, wouldn't you say that Perry is a better dancer?
But do we see Perry dance? Like I know it's got a lot of music.
That's a question. I'm assuming with as much music as there is, he probably dances at some point.
I am sure he probably does. I can't think of when he has.
He does that little thing, so surely he's smooth enough to dance, right?
I don't think those are interchangeable.
Here we go. Here's what I'm gonna do right now. Perry, the platypus.
The Palamute, the part of the emotes that you can do, they do a little dance, and I think whenever you're cooking on the field, like when you're making a steak, they do a little bop.
But it's just a little bop, right? So there is a scene of Perry the platypus dancing in a fez. He's got some showgirls.
Okay.
He's doing all kind of moves.
That is not canon.
Not canon. Okay.
It's not canon because it is a one-off where they are parodying Indiana Jones, I believe.
Perry the platypus dancing to his theme song. He looks like he's in his lair. He's just doing a little jig. Now, I would actually argue that this is on par with the Palamutes dancing, what I'm looking at right now.
Okay. There is one time in the Love Handle episode we're getting the band back together during the credits when they're doing a song, and it cuts real quick to Perry in his lair, and he does like the disco point thing. Is that what you're watching?
Maybe, but now I've found Perry the Platypus defeats evil while dancing.
Oh, yeah. So that wasn't him dancing. That was an innator forcing him to dance, and he managed to defeat evil while he was being forced to dance. And Doofenshmirtz said everyone knows that no one's ever defeated evil while dancing, but Perry managed to do it. I've seen the show way too much.
Don't you love Perry? Don't you love Perry?
I love that whole show. Is just
I'm
the
skipping
best.
ahead here. Yeah, so I see Doofenshmirtz has some dancing clothes. He's got a dancing janitor here.
Yeah. That's the innator forcing them to dance.
Yeah.
So that's not them dancing. That is a machine making them dance.
Now I'm seeing Perry dance with Doofenshmirtz here. And again, I would argue
But he was hit with the innator.
Yes, he was hit with the innator. But even still, I would argue that, oh no, he hit the innator. So now the innator's dancing.
Yes.
Oh, Doofenshmirtz doing the Macarena. That's not, that's not, Either way, it still goes to Perry. But
it goes to
I
Perry.
don't know, Steven. I think it could be.
It would go to Perry. The dance battle would also go to Perry.
Oh, you think so?
We've seen him do more complex dances.
Okay.
Even just in that one scene.
Well, it's a knockout, drag out for Perry in the final round. Well done. Great list, Steven, as always. How far will Perry go? Can Perry defeat the unstoppable Dante, the force of nature, that is eventually going to come through and be the one to beat in the All-Star round?
So another category, this would probably be the one that we do before the All-Star tournament. One that I considered.
We typically do 30 characters, right?
Yes.
So
and we were at
as
4.
I understand it, we need to, if possible, do 30
correct
combatants. Wouldn't you agree?
That is my assumption. But one of the other bracket tournaments that I thought would be a good one, and it'd be the last one before the All-Star one, is to take the runner-up of every previous tourney that we've done and put them all against each. So it's kind of like the second chance tournament, where the winner of everyone who got second place before moves on to the All-Star tournament.
I like that.
Okay.
That's a great idea. We'll have to keep
So
track
Flynn
of
the
it.
Palamute will return.
Will
in the runner-up.
return. Hopefully he can fight somebody that it matters that he can breathe fire. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another continuation of the character tournament bracket. Perry takes the win for Animals Sidekicks versus Animal Sidekicks. We'll have to see what happens next. Of course, this has been ChortleCast, the official podcast of Chortle Games. This airs usually on Monday nights, but we had to flip it to Tuesday nights for Steven's lovely wife. It was her birthday.
We're going to have to do that again next week, aren't we? Because
Party
Monday
yesterday.
night's Halloween, so we're going to have to do that again.
Well, we're doing it. I don't think it would affect anything, but we'll see.
Okay, so we may still do podcasts.
That is, of
on Halloween.
course, why you should be following us on Discord. Of course, you can go to chortlegames.com and get you to our YouTube channel. In the banner there, you'll see a Discord icon. Click that, get you in. We update you guys. We let you guys vote. You could have submitted characters for this tonight. Of course, when we do another bracket, we'll let you submit more characters. Although Steven will get mad at you if you suggest God, deities.
There has to be a feasible path to defeat.
Like dancing. Anyway, this has been ChortleCast. We'll be back. Of course, this isn't the only thing we do on the channel. We live stream Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday nights. Typically, sometimes we mix it up a bit. I think that is the plan for this weekend, though. Not sure what we're doing for any of those we've talked about. Probably will be some Gotham Knights mixed in there somewhere. Have y'all done we haven't done Warframe in a while.
Right.
We haven't done Back for Blood. We might be saving that for next month, though. But I don't know. That might be a good one to do.
I mean, that'd be a good one to do this month, yeah.
With Halloween. We will be doing, again, Phasmophobia at some point, either Saturday or Sunday. I'm just putting it out there, Vortex. You don't know who comes back and watches this, all right? I don't know. You don't know. You never know if somebody's might going to come through and watch 2.5 hours of this.
We've been getting the occasional pop in of an extra viewer, and then they leave 3 seconds later. But that's normally what happens.
You gotta give it in.
Probably one of those horny69.com dating bots.
It's honestly probably the bot from PowerpuffGirlsFandom.net.wiki who saw that there was traction and is wanting to find out why everybody's looking into it.
I looked up something. I Google searched something that had to do with Sonic, so they found me, and they're gonna revolt as to why Miles Tails, whatever his name is, because his first name is Miles. Why Tails lost, and also they're gonna try to force their OC on our tournament.
There you go. I've just completely lost the thread, lost my train of thought. We'll be live this weekend again. Phasmophobia Sunday or Saturday, one of those. So keep an eye out. Hope you have a safe Thanksgiving. Or Thanksgiving.
We do hope that,
Halloween.
but that's next month.
Getting to that's where I was trying to lead into is, of course, remember next month, November, we will be live streaming every day, parentheses, except for Sunday.
For some amount of time.
For some amount of time, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours at most, or at fewest. But we will be raising money for Extra Life, supporting a local children's hospital here in Mississippi. So we'll have all that set up. You can donate, of course, get rewards. If you have a reward you'd like to see, Vortex, I'm going to throw Jake Platinum Doom in a stream later as a rewards here. I'm probably going to put it pretty low, so it'll be an easy one to get. But anyway.
Maybe you should make that 2-tiered.
Two-tiered?
Yeah, because I don't know if you want to make Platinuming Doom.
Let me do a quick. Well, maybe so. Like a Doom stream.
Also
low.
Doom 2016 or Doom Eternal?
I was thinking Doom Eternal. That's the newest one, right?
That is the newest one.
Yeah. I mean, you tell me. What do you think?
I feel like Vortex, correct me if I'm wrong, he should probably play 2016 first, right? Because Eternal's got more complexity, but I feel like 2016 is the epitome of that style of game because it's very straightforward. I don't know. Vortex will pick. It's his thing.
All right, so Power Pixel has its difficulty. Oh, they have it at a 3.5, which is pretty low for trophies. There's 34 trophies. That's pretty reasonable. There's 7 online trophies. No missable trophies. 3 glitch trophies. That's a red flag. Deleting save game and redoing it. That's a big red flag.
2016. And 2016 to me has the more recognizable soundtrack.
What is Doom? What is that? Just Doom? Like, is it just
Eternal?
Doom?
Is this? It's just Doom 2016. Eternal is the sequel to it. So it's the same vibe as Eternal, but Eternal was a lot more about hot swapping weapons and each demon having like a weakness, and so you need to like approach situations very particularly. Whereas 2016 is just here's guns, go kill everything.
So they have that difficulty listed as a 3 as well, although the person does specify that is their opinion. Takes. Wow, it says takes 16 to 20 hours for the platinum. No missable trophies. Most progression-related trophies are glitched. That's a red flag. Yeah, it'll probably just end up being a stream, is what the reward would be.
Or just beat Doom, because
beat Doom, yeah.
Beating Doom 2016 shouldn't be that hard.
Okay.
I think that's
anyway.
A fair comment.
Some combination of that is going to be one of the rewards. So if you have another idea for a reward for content you'd like to see later, obviously submit that. The other thing, we will be doing special streams where your donations affect our gameplay. For instance, we may be playing Grounded and you donate, say, $100 and it spawns in 20 Black Widows or something like that.
Pending.
So hopefully those will work out. We'll have those also as rewards for you. But regardless, we've kept you long enough. Everybody have a good night. We will see you this week in the streams. Get ready for Extra Life. Get ready for Phasmophobia later this week. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.